Check. Hello, welcome back. I am your most magnanimous host, Michael DiNicola. Welcome. Hang on, let me reposition myself. This is my live stream. I draw live for your pleasure or displeasure, depending on the successfulness of the given stream. I hope you guys had a good weekend. Today, we're going to be focusing on Inktober and all its glory, all of its challenge that it shall bring us. This is the first Inktober piece I'd worked on in like 4 years. I haven't done this thing in forever. Oh, that's an echo. Okay. Before I start the stream off officially, I like to thank my Patreon members. Thank you, patrons. I'd like to thank my Twitch subscribers as well as my YouTube members. You guys are beautiful and awesome. Thank you for your contributions and support. Man, I cannot get comfortable in the seat today. What the heck? It's still early on in the stream. I can't let loose with the profane language as of yet. YouTube punishes you for using naughty words that shan't be used. Aside from thanking my patrons and people that fork over a couple of bucks to support your boy, I want to thank everyone else in the community. Discord members, Instagram friends, TikTok pals, etc., etc., so on and so forth. You guys are awesome. And what else to tell you guys? I haven't done Inktober in forever. Haven't done Inktober since 2018, I think is when I stopped. But then I thought, you know what? Let's see if I can't whip out a fun ink sketch. Yeah, let's see if I can't whip out a fun inking sketch. 1 day a week. I mean, not 1 day a week. Once a day, every day for 31 days. The prompt for this one was stare. So I thought that was fun. You know, as I was doing this, as I was making this image right here, what's up, Jamie O? As I was making this image right here, I thought to myself, you know what, DiNicola? You know, I wouldn't be opposed to doing a comic book in this way. Which is basically, I mean, these are effects, but I could flatten this. I could flatten that. Yeah, no, this is, oh my god, this is the simplest. So yeah, look. I'm not counting the white background because I'm not using it. But a layer of flats, a layer of inks, a layer of halftone, and then a little bit more texture because there's some, you know, this kind of digital, like clean digital stuff. I don't love it, so I always add a little bit of this. Boop. See that? Now it looks like paper. And that boop, you might not think that boop adds, but to me, if you look at, especially the girl on the right, and then you remove it, look at that. See? You see how it adds that grit to it? It makes it, to me, that's the difference between it. It's subtle, right? But that texture, to me, it makes it come alive. It makes it seem like it's, the art is lived in, you know, that extra little bit of grit. Anyway, maybe it's all in my head. Hello, Strike Boy. But yeah, just thinking about something like this, I would definitely be down to doing a comic book in this style. The face is a little bit more cartoony. And then this is the second Inktober piece I did, and this one was definitely leaning on a more cyberpunk vibe. And the prompt for this one, the prompt for the other one was stare. The prompt for this one was what the fuck was the prompt for this one? Scar. It took me, sorry, it took me like, what? I'm like, what the fuck? Yeah, Scar. All right, and the next, all right, so this next prompt, let's see if we can't do one for today. Today's prompt is, oh, you know what? There's a bunch that I'm choosing from. I think I'm either going to do bat, woodland. I posted these all in my Discord channel. So here are the prompt. Options. Bat. Obsession. Woodland. Absent. Morpheus from the Sandman comic. There's an anatomy one that someone's doing in the Discord channel. The prompt for today is drawing a nose or noses. And the last one I found a one for kink too. I found a Kinktober one. Let me see if I could find, let me see if I could find the Kinktober one. The Kinktober one was a little raunchy. Let me make sure there's no, let me make sure there's nothing illicit. There was a Goretober that I found. And the Goretober today is bar fight. So if anybody wants to draw that. Let's see, Kinktober 2022. Hey, speaking of kinks, look who it is.
I'm the queen of kink.
Yeah, that's you. Yeah, you're a regular Tim Curry from Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Except I'm not in a wheelchair right now.
You're the transvestite from Transylvania, right? Isn't that what he is? Is that what he is?
Sweet transvestite, yes. Well, yeah. I mean, were they talking about? I think that whole song was about him, wasn't it? I don't get the whole love for Rocky Horror Picture Show. Like,
I never understood it.
I enjoy it, but like, I don't get the cult classic status of it. So I've only seen it a couple times. It's not like my favorite or in any way, shape, or form.
I watched it in like for the first time within the last 10 years. So my late 20s, 30s,
You know, I do have a theory that certain movies have to be watched in the era.
Yes. Yeah.
Like if you watch Halloween right now, it's like, this is fucking stupid. If anybody saw some fucking 7-foot tall dude walking down the street in a mask with a knife, the cops would drop his ass. But we're all, when you think about, like, I'm not scared of that, but I can understand it's 1979. You have to walk home 2 miles. Some of it's in weird country. So, like, it was a different time. Shit like that was happening. And I can understand why back then it was so terrifying. But now, not so much.
Yeah, I'm very much inclined to agree. Some movies, I think, some movies are classics and they remain classics.
Yeah.
The Goonies, I think, I liked as a child and I still like as an adult. But I wasn't.
Goonies is one of those movies that you watch as a kid, you don't get any of the adult shit, just the kid shit. Then you watch as an adult and you're like, oh.
Right. Works on multiple levels. Still holds up. E.T. But even these, man, I'm going to say.
I stopped liking E.T. when they removed the shotguns.
Yeah, they replaced them with walkie-talkies, right? It's ridiculous.
Right, how fucking stupid.
Dumb.
They're FBI
The
agents.
FBI, yeah, no, they're not kids.
Why the fuck would they have radios? Only?
Yeah, it's not the kids with them. Yeah, no, weird censorship aside. But also, I gotta say, I think the Goonies, we weren't... Alexa, when did the movie The Goonies debut?
The film The Goonies was released on June 7th, 1985.
Yeah, get the fuck out of here, dude. No.
It's the weapon year, man.
Yeah, but... dude. That movie wasn't made for the millennial generation. Millennials
they don't
weren't
go outside.
weren't
They
born
don't
there.
have adventures with their friends. They go. The most the millennials ever did as far as adventuring was, did you hear so and so got a car?
Right.
Like they didn't take their bike fucking 10 miles out and get lost. And
Right. So
I
like,
did that shit all the time.
well, guess what? If you were born anytime after 1983, you're a millennial. So.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Technically, I am.
But that's what I mean, right? That generation, I guess our generation, the millennial generation, we were too young for the Goonies. The Goonies are meant for kids that were born in the 70s.
Yeah.
You know, that, like the Gen Xers, like this, the Goonies was their movie, not ours necessarily, but it still holds up. And to this day, I'd still put it on. And I would bet even for a fucking Gen Zer, a fucking Zoomer, I bet they could get into the Goonies. Because it's
I
good.
think so too. As long as the person who shows it to him doesn't hype it. Like if the
Right.
person who shows it to him is like, no man, this is like my childhood favorite. It's about friendship and shit, man. They're gonna be like, all right, I'll watch it, sure. And then they're gonna be like, that was okay. I think that's one of the other problems is like when people show the younger generations this shit, it's shown with like such nostalgia. That you really
Right.
are already kind of like giving them an opinion where they're like, well, I'd better be amazing because if it's not, this dude's a fucking liar.
Yeah, such reverence. We hold such reverence for these things.
And it's like I get it, but you know, I all the time on the show will say that here, you know, like we're reviewing a movie and then we talk about another movie and I'll say I love this fucking movie, but understand it's probably terrible because there's certain movies you love regardless of quality.
Yeah. Like Tim Burton's Batman.
I like Batman Returns. The first
I like Batman
one's
Returns
okay,
better than
just
Batman.
way too much Prince in the soundtrack. for the
So
first
much Prince. So much Prince. As I get older, I have less of a, I guess, reverence for Jack Nicholson's over-the-top performance.
one. Can somebody tell me what the last movie he actually did? Like Departed, he was good in. I don't find him to be a good Joker. Besides, like I guess he's a good actor, but can you name me more than 5 Nicholson movies that you absolutely love?
The Shining.
Of course, that's I think his gold standard.
I will sub like
Anger
next week.
management?
Like next week. Why?
I
Because you're
like that.
supportive
I like
for
that movie.
$4.99
Departed's
today.
an easy one. He's
Yeah.
very good.
No, he's phenomenal. Departed. They all are. Even Matt Damon. I mean, but that's listen, that's Scorsese, right? That's DiCaprio, right? Is DiCaprio? Yeah, DiCaprio's in Departed, isn't he?
Yeah. That movie is definitely the sum of its parts, is why it's so good. What's up, BB?
Hey, Earthbound. Hey, when are you guys doing your... Oh, our Earthbound. I got a bone to pick with Earthbound. Earthbound was telling me, not to take too much of a deviation, Earthbound was telling me... Oh, shit. Oops, that's an alarm. Earthbound was telling me left, right, and center. He was saying, dude, this weekend at Singapore, the Singapore F1 Grand Prix is going to be ass. There's no overtaking. It's going to be boring. Because I was like, yo, I can't wait for Singapore. It's one of my favorite races. I love the city.
No overtaking is a big issue for me as well.
It's a beautiful big city state that's that really they go all out for F1 there. Dude, there were 300,000 people in attendance.
I mean, I can understand being like, yo, it's cool. Look, just admit, but how many people attend presidential inaugurations? That's not cool.
I don't know. How many do? There's no way it's.
Well, see, that's the thing is if like you're talking about Trump era,
Yeah.
the Democrats want you to believe a baseball field full, not a stadium, a baseball field full of people attended Trump's. And if you listen to Trump, everybody north of the equator.
Yeah. They all showed up.
Yeah, you should have seen it. The crowds couldn't see the sidewalk. All people, bigly.
Hold on now. It was only interesting because there ain't bullshit, dude. Bullshit. Earthbound, write this down. Earthbound doesn't know shit about F1. And
So,
he's fucking wrong.
I didn't get to watch it this weekend. What did you enjoy the most about it?
Oh, dude, it was a fucking.
Good race.
I think it was a great race.
It was a good race. Yeah, it was.
Verstappen fighting like a fucking mad dog.
I actually really like Verstappen.
I think Verstappen's a cunt, but I think he's a great racer.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's probably kind of why I like him. He's basically like he's already set up to be the villain in an F1 movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, he's a cunt. He looks like a cunt, and but
he's
he
like
also
a Bond villain.
He
But he-
looks like a cunt.
yeah, he also actually no, he looks retarded, dude. Like he looks like he'd be pulling up on the short bus. Like if you told me like this guy has got Down syndrome. Remember when Trump made fun of that retarded guy? He's like, "Duh, duh, duh," and he fucking made the retard arms, and people were ripping on him.
Never did that.
Oh, he actually-
Never did
Yeah, I never
it. Never
did.
did it.
He actually has a very distinctive Dutch face.
Yeah, if you told me that guy was retarded, if you told me Max Verstappen, if he was walking the streets and you're like, oh, he needs a helper, he needs an aid because he's special needs, I would say yeah. Without
But in that
just looking
case-
at his face, I'd say yeah.
In
Yeah,
that
no,
case,
that guy looks
you'd say
retarded.
that about half the population of the
Alright.
half of the males of the Netherlands.
I mean,
So I
it
know-
might be.
I know I just said he would be a good villain, but here's a movie pitch, right?
Retard villain, the movie.
Speed 3.
Oh, okay.
Everybody's on a bus and terrorists take it over. Basically, we're just gonna rip off the first one. We'll reboot it, but instead of Keanu Reeves, it's Verstappen, and nobody thinks they're just like, okay, this guy's a little off, but he's on the bus and he's cool. And then out of nowhere, he's able to drive that bitch to safety.
Oh, I
Come
see.
on.
I see.
I'd watch. It'd be a Dutch national treasure of a movie.
I see. We put him.
The
Yeah, we
government
put,
to
Yeah,
fund
it
it
probably
wholly.
would.
we put him on a we put a big bicycle helmet on him and put him in the back of the bus.
Oof! You're just going with a lollipop. Like,
Yeah.
how much farther with a melting ice cream? Like,
Yeah, really play it up.
Uh,
No, I think it was a
yeah,
solid.
but like,
Yeah.
yeah, it was a good race. Like I was watching it with some buddies from field hockey, and as soon as Latifi crashed, we were like, "Yeah, fucking called it."
Yeah, no, dude, it was I actually wasn't expecting the rain to factor that much into it because they had said the rain stopped and they said the road was wet. But I'm like, okay, they're gonna put on the fucking special tires and
That's usually those are usually the most interesting races because at some point during the race, especially in like a hot climate like Singapore, right?
so
The
hot
track
and humid.
dries up. Yeah, like the track dries up so fast that there comes a point where the inters, a fresh set of inters, are slower than a worn set of inters.
Yeah,
Because
hence why
when-
Hamilton was yelling at his team.
Yeah, because at some point, like when you drive on the inters, they're much more resistant than the slicks, so you can go much further on them. There's been accounts of people finishing an entire race on one set of inters.
Damn.
Specifically in Turkey, there's been a couple of examples of that. But like, the thing is, at what point can you go over to that's why the race was so interesting for me because I always like the fucking strategy game.
Right. Yeah. No. Sure.
I'm
yeah.
a
No.
sucker for strategy and tactics and all that shit. So yeah.
I mean, that's a race like that where everybody's swapping out tires and even fucking Russell going in for the tire swap, not because he knew he was going to finish butt last, but wanted to do fastest lap to take away what's a point from Perez.
Yeah, point from Perez. Yeah.
But knowing that, like, all right, hang on, I've already been in the pit already. I think he was already in a couple times at that point.
Yeah.
And it's like, one more trip to the pit. Give me the fucking softs, and I'm gonna fucking tear this race up. And he did. The fucker got fastest lap in last place. The guy in last place got fastest lap of the game, the race. Hilarious. Oh, dude, I wanted to ask you, what the hell happened? What was the decision against Perez with the safety car?
Oh, he got a 5-second penalty. and a
I
red flag.
fucking knew it. They were calling it, dude. When fucking Leclerc was like 2 5-second penalties, I was like, get the fuck out of here, 2 5-second penalties, you bitch.
Well, that he was saying that because there's been a precedent for that. 2019, Sebastian Vettel got 2 5-second penalties for the exact same thing at Singapore.
Creating too much distance between him and the safety.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So there has been a precedent for it, but I guess they either pussied out or
Yeah.
they were like, well, maybe the offense wasn't that great. But,
Right.
I don't know.
I thought when he said that, I thought that sounded like a bit of a wishful thinking, right? Oh, for those of you who don't know, there was a safety car violation, blah 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 blah. So even though Perez finished first, he'd get hit with some time penalties for fucking up. Now him and Leclerc was up his butthole at second place for like it felt like the entire 2 hours. Leclerc was up.
Yeah.
Leclerc's nose was up Perez's butthole, just waiting for him to fuck up so he could overtake. At the
He
last,
fuck up a couple times too.
he did, but Leclerc wasn't
it was
able.
in sector 2. So
Yeah,
it didn't matter.
yeah. He wasn't able to close either because of the track conditions, timing. He just wasn't able to overtake. Not for lack of trying. So what ended up happening is Perez heard about the officials. Hey, Earthbound, why didn't they, tack on that penalty? Why didn't they sort it out during the race? That was one thing I found weird.
Because the regulations stated that they needed to talk to the driver to get their point of view on it.
Oh,
That's why it was handled after the race.
Yeah, that was weird. I was like, whoa, because Matt, the issue with that is I've come to find out. Perez would win, right, quote unquote, but then, and this happened before, could have the win taken away. Which who that happened to? Was it? Did that happen to Hamilton?
Is that after they do the review?
Yeah.
No, it happened to a couple people. It happened to Max. It happened to Nico Rosberg. Alonso's had it. Kimi's had it. Like basically
Jesus.
all the champions has had it once. There was a time where Max was about to go onto the podium and then had to give like the champagne and everything to I think it was Vettel
Oh, shit.
or Kimi, one of the two.
Yikes.
So yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, it happens, but it's rare that happens after, because essentially what would have happened was, Perez would have got on the stand, he would have popped the champagne, they would have played the national anthem, everyone would have applauded, and then later on, the officials would have said, "Oh, you know what? That happened, but that didn't happen. You won, but you didn't win." What a race, man! What a race! So the really compelling part, one of the really compelling parts of the race for me to watch was. No, Perez now in the mid-race, knowing that the officials were going to be scrutinizing him with most likely at least one penalty, 1 5-second penalty. So that means in order for him to win the race, even though he was in first and would finish in first, he needs to not just finish first, but finish at least 5 seconds ahead, 5 seconds quicker than Leclerc finishes the race, which doesn't sound like much, but you're literally dealing with a sport where it goes down to the milliseconds. So... I mean, at the time when I think Perez found out, Leclerc was less than a second away from him in time. And I mean, fuck, man. And to Perez, I'm not a big Perez guy. I don't like fucking El fucking Checo, whatever his name is. El Chaco. But you got to hand it to him, man. He
drove an amazing race.
Yeah.
He was on the fucking ball.
He was, dude.
That launch into turn 1 was fucking sexy too.
Dude, the way he fucking overtook.
He had a great launch.
Excellent. Clean. A hell of a race. And dude, like I said, I'm not a big Verstappen guy, but listen, he's unfucking deniable. You cannot deny that guy. He started in 8th, dropped down to 11th is where he dropped down to. Yeah, his launch was fucking. He pulled a Norris at Monza, basically. It was fucking gross. Horrible
and then he got
launch.
caught in the middle of the pack, and then
middle of the pack is like it's a traffic jam. And the problem is
it's like a Mario Kart where you're like in the middle of the pack and you just get red shielded constantly.
Well, you can't get out because it's mayhem.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, first and second place are peeling off. God damn. Oh, but the other thing is, now in the midfield now, nerd. You've got new drivers, you've got seasoned drivers, but you also have former world champs. Max was stuck in the middle with the likes of. I mean, I think he had to work his way up, but eventually he got to a place where he was on the ass of Hamilton, former 7-time world champ, and Vettel, 4-time world champ if I remember correctly. And he fucking at the very last couple laps, if I remember correctly, he fucking overtook the both of them.
Yeah. Well,
Dude.
Hamilton made a mistake.
I know, but that's what I mean. That mistake, that same mistake. If Perez had made that same mistake, Leclerc would have been numero uno.
Yeah, it was kind of nuts because the first four, the first five actually had never had a world championship, and then 12 world championship between 3 drivers were fighting for P6.
Yeah. I mean, but like it sounds crazy, but that's literally what this race was.
Yeah.
But I see. I was Earthman. I was teasing. I could see how without the rain it would have been a pretty slow race, man. Dude, even
100%.
Dude, even Ricardo, man. I thought Ricardo was done for. That dude was in like 15th, 16th place.
Yep.
But then all those cars just started fucking spinning out and fucking crashing, light crashing, getting all kinds of various damage. That was wild too. I did not anticipate. Did you anticipate that much? That many people? Matt, it's 20 cars. 6 of them were put out of commission by just driving on the track.
Jesus. Wait, was that for
Well,
the road surface or bumping and all?
Tell them, Earthman.
So there's a couple of reasons. One, Singapore is widely considered to be the most difficult track on a driver. Period. It's warm. It's humid, so drivers are fucking sweating their asses off inside the suit. There is barely no time for rest because even the straights are bent because it's a road track, right?
Yeah, you should see the brakes that they gotta hit, dude.
Yeah, the straights are short and they bend, so you never have rest. On top of that, it's a street track, so the pavement is bumpy. It is greasy.
Yep.
And it was wet.
Yeah, no.
So it's pretty much the hardest an F1 driver can ever get.
Yeah, imagine 2 hours you were riding with that. And by the way,
it's the longest race of the season too.
Yeah, you heard how I described the intensity of that. People fighting like animals for 6th. That. Imagine, like I said, Leclerc on Perez, also like a bloodhound with a scent. For 2 hours, you're doing this, man. You're fucking going 200 miles an hour. Then you're taking a turn that damn near 90 degrees, slamming on the brakes.
Such good shape.
It's insane, man.
2 hours of muscle tension.
Yeah, they lose, I think it was 3.5 kilograms over the course of 2 hours of body weight. So that would be like 7 to 8 pounds.
Jesus Christ, man.
You're probably looking at mostly water weight on that.
Yeah, no,
for sure. 100%.
The problem is getting out of there is your risk is dehydration and shit if you don't immediately take care of yourself.
Has anybody ever pass out? It's 6 pounds, 6 to 7 pounds. God damn.
There's
Hey,
people
Gek.
who've had to stop the race because of it. Well, not the race, to get out of the race, I mean.
I believe
I
it,
don't
man.
think people have ever passed out from dehydration or something.
Not at the wheel, but they've been getting,
Well, there was so last time in Monza there was a relative driver who made his debut in Formula One. He at the end of the race, and Monza is a pretty intense one as well. At the end of the race, he said his arms were it was De Vries. His arms were so sore that he couldn't lift them up. He couldn't get himself out of the car. There was footage of the Williams mechanics helping him out of the car because he was just too tired.
Fucking Williams. I think Williams, were they the first 2 that were out?
Yeah, Albon pounded it in the wall with his front wing, and then Latifi pulled a Latifi. So.
Oh man, what a mess. Has Ricardo been picked up for next season, or is he out?
There's still a couple seats open. There's still one Haas seat open. There's still a Williams seat open. There's the Alpine seat that's open. And there's an AlphaTauri seat open. So the ones who don't have a seat yet are Schumacher, Ricciardo, Gasly, and I think that's it.
Who would you go with? If you let's say you're Gunter Steiner. Bottas either? Bottas too?
Man, Bottas probably has a longer contract
with was it Aston Martin?
Yeah. No.
No.
Sauber, so Alfa Romeo.
Alfa Romeo. I've been wondering what happens if you type your own name into AI art generation. I don't know. Give it a go, Gek. Yeah, no. Out of that lot that you just mentioned, Schumacher, Ricardo, Gasly, who would you If you're Gunter Steiner.
Well, I mean, he doesn't have like Gasly will never drive for Haas. Neither will Ricciardo. They're probably like the best bet is probably picking up another rookie, I guess. I don't know. Haas is like, I don't know what Haas will do. They can pick up someone like Sargent, get like an American driver in F1.
Whoa.
But Sargent is reserve driver for Williams, which is like a Mercedes customer, so there's like politics involved with that. So it's tricky. It's fucking
politics.
Yeah, silly season is a bitch.
The musical chairs of it.
Yeah.
Did you?
That's how Will Buxton described it, right?
Yeah. Did you bet on the game? The race, rather. The game.
Oh yeah, I was completely off. I was completely wrong.
What was your? Yeah.
My podium was Verstappen, Hamilton, Russell.
Listen, dude, that is the safe bet. That outcome is yeah.
After FP1 and 2, it was absolutely the safe bet.
Yeah, dude, if you had told me that bet before, I would have said fucking solid. You would have got no fucking argument for me. Solid lineup.
Right?
Yeah. You know.
Yeah, I was completely off.
That makes sense. God. Oh wait, so you guys are doing a D&D game?
Tiny Tina's Wonderland.
Yeah, but I'm also I never told Matt. I've been
got a long one and a short one he's building.
Yeah, look, like I've been gathering people. I said Mike a DM as well, but I've got Rum and Nobi are also interested, Matt. If you want to actually get that going.
Let me, because this is my camping trip this weekend, and then after this, I don't.
Oh yeah, no, like there's no rush.
So let me talk to the missus.
You going camping?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Where are you going to?
Starved Rock, well, technically Utica, Illinois, but Starved Rock State Park. And like, I get shit talked all the time because I think even Earthbound has said it's not real camping because it's got like electricity. But it's a pole, and it's like you need it because we're in the time where it always drops 30 degrees, so it's gonna be in the 30s at night.
I've been.
If you don't have a space heater, you're fucked.
I've done both, dude. I've done fucking just a tent in the woods where you're shit in the woods. You're fucking cooking in a fire pit.
I've done that once. It's fucking terrible.
It's not great. It's rough. Listen, man, you feel it. It's kind of nice in that you don't have to worry about anything. You wake up and it's just you in the woods, basically.
You in your hole you're shitting in.
But I've also done the halfway where there's an outhouse or actually. The mountain that I was on, I was in Montana. I was in I think it was the Blackfoot Mountain. And what was nice is they had a tent, kind of like a teepee style tent. So it wasn't like luxury.
I would love to get those, but they're actually pretty expensive.
It wasn't like luxury, but it was a decent sized tent. You could stand up in it. And then maybe like a half a mile walk, maybe a little bit less, maybe a quarter mile walk to the bathrooms. And the bathrooms had water and like a bathroom and like electricity.
Ours has the one place we go is a bathroom, and they have each site has basically just a couple outlets to plug shit in. It's not very high voltage, so like we use an RV adapter because we're Nikki and Chanel are joining us for a couple days, and so we need to use both outlets, but we mainly use it for the heaters. But I gotta be honest with you, there's not a whole lot to do, and that's kind of why we go out there. Like even if we end up watching something on the iPad, like just getting the fuck out of the city.
Yeah, sure. I
get that.
Get your mind right. Earthbound, what kind of camping?
Yeah,
What kind of camping do you do?
We have a tent. We have a big dome tent. Like we have a 12-person dome tent that I put up every time, like an asshole. And and that's the thing is, like, at this age, man, I'm totally looking to try to like go closer to glamping. Like the goal is an RV at some point. Like even if you're not roughing it, compared to everyday life, you're roughing it. Like sleeping on hard surfaces when you're used to sleeping on a bed, you feel it by day 3, which we go for 4 days this year. So it's like I would love to. The goal is an RV, it's where I could just pull up and fucking boom. If I need to fall asleep, there's a bed in there. If I want to take a, you know, unfortunately, where we go is a state park, so it's nice. Like you're not supposed to bring in booze, which isn't a big problem because I don't really drink much. But
What about weed?
Well,
What about
listen to
weed?
anything.
It's just
I mean,
plants, just flowers.
Yeah.
Right? What proof are you gonna catch me with? The blunt I smoke? Oops, fell in the fire. And without a warrant, you can't search my car, so go fuck off.
Yeah. Well, listen, there's always edibles.
They don't do shit for me. I am one of those people that the way my body processes them, I don't feel anything.
Whoa.
It sucks because I'm an herb user, but yeah, I've tried several varying degrees up to 150 milligrams, and I think when I took 150 milligrams, I was like, I had a little bit of like, I kind of feel it. So I don't know. I don't do them because it's just like a waste. Like the only place I can go for maybe cleaner and or stronger high is wax.
The only thing that's gonna get Matt high now is just fucking crack. He's just gotta.
What I gotta do is I gotta take a fresh newborn and split him at the neck and suck the insides out.
Yeah, he's got to drink. He's got to suck. He's got the adrenochrome on tap, and then he just
Yeah.
he settles that down with just a hit of I was gonna say crack, but I already said that.
Well, so, crack
to be
is the
fair,
starter.
Methamphetamine.
Adrenochrome is the dinner, and then I usually I come down with a little bit of meth, depending on what I got. Maybe 6
Coming
or
down.
7 sinus pills.
I'm coming down off this high with a little bit of meth.
Yeah, you can't just go from adrenochrome to stone cold sober, bro.
Earthbound, you ever do meth?
Once. I'm never doing it again.
I'm like 80%, 85% sure that I did meth once.
Is meth like? Have you guys seen the Dread remake?
I've not.
I have, dude.
Fuck,
Carl
it's
Urban,
so
yes.
good.
Oh,
So when they take
oh
that
my
drug,
God.
is meth like that where everything slows down?
I
and the smoke
fucking
looks all
wish,
cool?
dude.
'Cause
No.
I could see losing some fucking teeth if that's what it's like.
The way I felt it, I think because it was mixed with cocaine at the time, it was like, my friend called it rocket fuel, but you know, a way I would describe it is a cocaine plus.
Dude, they do that shit with weed too, and they call it a cocoa puff.
It's like, yeah, no, like, it was never ending, right? You know, like, for those of us who've partaken in the blow, you know, you do a bump, you're feeling great for a specific amount of time, and then you kind of come down, and you're like, yeah, let's go again.
Yeah, that's the whole point of blow, is it's,
right.
It's
Yeah, that's why I'm never doing it again, because like
you're
I
reloading your night.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I started at like I had like a weekend-long festival, and I started at Friday, and I didn't sleep and just kept on partying until Monday.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
And Tuesday, oh man.
yeah.
That was the night.
Somebody once told me while we were doing coke in a bathroom somewhere, and somebody was like, "Listen, the only idea anyone's ever come up with on cocaine is let's get more cocaine," and that has always held true. However, the time that I'm again 85%, maybe 90% sure that my dealer laced the blow with methamphetamine is because that like, hey, let's get some more. This is ending. That didn't go away. That was just like your heart rate and your mind was going like 1,000 miles an hour, and there was no plateaued almost. Like there wasn't really much of there was a come down at some point, but it was a different kind of high. It was wild. Super, in hindsight, really fucking dangerous. You know?
I mean, what year was this?
Oh, this had to be maybe like 10 years ago. No, more than 10 years ago. More than 10 years ago.
When did fentanyl start creeping into the markets? Because nowadays it's like you get laced with something, you don't wake up.
Dude, yeah, no. That's the other thing. Oh, that was happening too, man. When I was in my 20s, early 20s, I actually knew I knew 2 NYU girls that I used to like drink and hang out with. And they were really hot. And then one day I was asking, hey, whatever happened to so and so, Victoria, let's say, and be like, bro. And they're like, yo, check this out, pull this up. And it was like a New York Post article, and it was like 2 NYU girls found overdosed on heroin. And remember, it was the first time I had a dead person's number on my phone, but like a young I was in my 20s. It was the first time, like, whoa, this is like if I text this person, it's not gonna go anywhere because they're dead. It was the first time I had that realization. It was weird. But yeah, no, that shit was happening.
Buddies from the old days playing in hardcore bands and shit. You get a text message where it's like, "Yo, Fink died." This is his nickname, and it's like, "Of what?"
Oof.
Heroin. Okay.
Oh, but here's the thing. Those gals weren't into H like that, as far as I'd known them.
So you think it was like a lace type thing, where it just?
I think it was lace. I think somebody said, "Here, snort this, sniff this." You're drunk. You're on the pills. Somebody's like, "Here, check this out."
Smells.
You don't listen when you're all fucked up. You don't have the best judgment. So when somebody like, you think that Xanax is good, hit this, and then next thing you know, you're overdosing on some bad fucking black tar Colombian heroin.
Yeah,
by the way,
I can
Matt.
see that.
What's
that?
My edibles usually contain at least 200 milligrams.
Yowzers! Hi,
See, that's the thing.
hachi
So, like,
machi.
It's not that expensive in the long run, but 200 milligrams minimum, like the cheapest I can get 200 milligrams is $20, which doesn't sound like a lot, but if it's $20 and if it doesn't do anything to me, it's like, fuck.
Yeah, $20 gets me 5 grams. So yeah.
Oh yeah, but you're making yours though, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. Like so, I
can
buy...
go to the weed store, man, and buy a chocolate bar with 100 milligrams in it.
Yeah, no, what I do is I basically buy 5 grams. I let that sit in oil so that the oil drains basically the weed, the hash I use. It's like condensed weed, I think. I'm not sure how to describe it in English, but
Okay.
it basically it dissolves in the oil, and then the oil is what I use to cook the brownies with.
Are you talking about like the finely powdered shit, like keef?
I'm not sure if it's called keef, but hold on, let me.
I mean, finely powdered shit here is keef.
Man, you guys are on some next level shit. I don't know what the fuck I don't know half of what you guys are saying.
I don't make edibles. Like, here's the thing: is like he's a single dude who can just leave a pot of oil with weed in it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's certain luxuries to being fucking single and just on your own. You can do whatever the fuck. Like, you can literally just go, I'm gonna leave this pot of oil with my weed in it, and fucking walk away and not have to worry about it. I don't have that luxury.
No, that's true.
Man,
so,
what's this? What are you cooking, man?
I use hash. Hash is the resin of the weed plant. Okay. And then it is compressed and pressed into like one of those like blocks that you use for soup, right? Like bouillon.
Oh, so you got weed bouillon? That's fucking awesome. I can't.
It's weed resin.
Hey, what do you put in your stew? I got a bouillon of weed. What? Yeah, the bouillon of weed. I love it. I'm gonna figure that out.
It's called hash. H-A-S-J.
Yeah, so you make yours and you go through, like, I don't, like, that's the thing is, like, see, here's how, I was wrong. I thought I can get a 10 milligram or 100 milligram chocolate bar for $10. It's way more fucking expensive.
Tell me.
It's like $22 minimum per 100 milligram. Which, once again, is not terrible, but then it's like, if it doesn't do shit to me, I'm pissed off at that point, because now I'm not only not high, but I've wasted, like, $40.
Yes.
Nothing's worse than not getting what you paid for, because it's just like, oh, the wasting money, I don't know, pisses me off.
As it should, Maddie. As it should.
It's actually interesting.
Go full Karen. I just didn't do anything to me, Lisa. Whatever the fuck your name is.
So I just read an article. Apparently, Dutch weed has a THC level or concentration of about 19.6%, whereas the average American weed has a concentration of 12.5%.
Ooh,
Bro,
of course we're
you're
getting
wrong.
garbage.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm not saying about your weed. I'm sure it's 19, but like I'll tell you right now, just from personal experience, I don't buy anything less than 19%.
Okay. Oh, that's fair.
Like right now,
But,
there is.
well, I guess they're going
some-
on
there-
averages, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
like,
there is sub 20, but like realistically, you know, if you actually.
But this probably
partake
also
quite a
accounts
bit.
for all the fucking homegrown
Yeah,
fucking...
garbage,
Oh, God, yeah,
trash
the
weed
fucking-
being sold.
Yeah.
There's some dude with no teeth, but a fucking black light in his fucking
Yeah.
closet where his children used to sleep.
Yeah, no. Well, you know, well, the other thing is it's not legal in, you know,
A lot of states still.
a lot of
Like,
states.
Texas still illegal.
Yes, I mean, hell, it's legal completely in a few. It's decriminalized in a lot. It's medicinally acceptable in a bunch, but there's still a bunch of states that are hanging on to that old myth.
That's one thing those dirty liberals will do well in Texas: make legal weed there or decriminalize it.
Dude, I like that fucking Joe Rogan.
Crazy dude.
I listen to his podcast, and he's in Austin now. He lives in Austin now, and they're still
He's
smoking
probably
weed.
got a huge complex.
They're still smoking weed like crazy, but he just, he pretends like they're not doing it.
Dude, I imagine he's got a medical card. The only like, I don't know. I feel like with as much money and power as he has, he doesn't have to worry about that.
Yeah, no.
Also, he's not a rapper, so he's the right shade according to Texans. I don't know, dude. Joe Rogan's transcended the law. Didn't you know that? He's basically like, I wouldn't in like 20, I don't know, 30 whatever, 34. I could see Joe Rogan running for president.
President Rogan.
Think about it, like that like, and everybody would vote. Fuck. The Rock goes, maybe I should run for president since Trump did, and everybody's like, I'd vote for you. Why? Because he's fucking Black Adam.
Yes. Yeah, no,
How
that's
stupid
exactly.
are we?
I mean, yeah, no, dude, it's a popularity contest, dude.
Which unfortunately, I mean, well, I'm not even going down the conspiracy of rigged elections. I don't believe anything's rigged. I think it's all predetermined, just like the Oscars, just like everything. It's all like right now. The next election's already got somebody's name on a card somewhere.
Oh, you think they've wheeled and dealed, and like we just don't know their results yet?
Well, there's a two-party system for a reason, right? Like they're like it's American Idol. Is all it is. It's, hey man, we've got these many, and then before you know it, it's the same two pieces of shit that you said at the beginning that you'd never fucking vote for, and you had to choose one of them.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, well,
It's all
fuck.
horse shit. Don't get me wrong, I still vote. I still feed into the illusion, but I don't know.
Well, I mean, listen, with the Electoral College, it's basically known that the popular vote can be completely disregarded.
Yeah, I mean, and the problem with that is it's good and bad, right? Like it's a flip, so it's like it's designed to make sure that the entire state is being heard, not just big cities, but in a state like Illinois, it's blue. The state's red, Chicago is blue, therefore Illinois is blue. Like if you travel within Illinois anywhere else, it gets like outside city limits, it gets real oddly country, especially southern Illinois. Like those people even have an accent.
Not
Like
a
a
Midwestern
like a-
accent?
No, they got like a southern accent. They got that weird kind of southern twang. And I don't get it.
Woof. Earthbound, do you have a hillbilly accent? Do you have a Dutch hillbilly accent?
I do. Yeah, I do.
I want to hear the Dutch hillbilly. Is that the ones that are just really hard to understand?
Hey, Shannon.
I mean, like, there's no benchmark for you, right? Because
Yeah,
you
we
probably,
don't know.
Yeah, not really.
you probably can't understand the difference between like
What?
the hillbilly and the normal.
I've also
The
been
norm.
told you don't exude a Dutchman's accent either, and I've talked to other Dutchmen, and I gotta say he doesn't sound like any of them.
No, I don't.
Earthbound.
was, however, able to find basically a replica of his voice for his character's voice in Tiny Tina's.
Earthbound
That's
is
true.
he's Dutch Joe Dirt.
Maybe is that the whole like Earth? Are you trying to say Earthbound has the Dutch hillbilly accent and just doesn't know it?
Earthbound, are you familiar with the character Joe Dirt,
Big old chunk of poop.
I'm not. No.
played by Mr. David Spade?
Yeah. who is like more well off than people know.
Yeah, no, he's worth
That-
millions.
That dude is his little 5'3" body is fucking millions.
Well, he's worked consistently since the 80s.
I mean, yeah, he's a legit stand-up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird. I mean, he could do it like he does a podcast with Dana Carvey now, and I turned it on and it looked like two old broads talking. Like it looked like the Karen Hour. I was like, what the? Because they both got the blonde, longish
Long hair.
Like,
What are you doing?
your fucking hair,
You're
gentlemen.
60-year-old men.
for real. Like if you're like, I think you can grow your hair up to a certain age. Like if you want to do that, like nah, man, long hair a rebel. But at a certain point, like long hair, or if it fits you, but like long hair for like your average white dude in his 50s looks terrible. If you don't believe me,
Yeah,
Google it.
the main thing about like a Dutch dialect is like, so good example of that today was at work today actually. So we got new robots at work, right? And I am workflow overseer, so I had to like make sure that they didn't break any of the like the existing things we have in place. And I just making small talk with them, and at some point they were just like, "Sorry, what are you saying?" So I
was
repeated
saying,
it.
or they get flogged.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
Earthbound
I mean-
has to dole out the punishments.
Earthbound's allowed to
I-
beat his employees. If
I'll just cut them with my Stanley knife. But
Jesus.
but like, so I was just as far as I was aware, I was talking like normal Dutch,
yeah.
but they couldn't understand me for the life of them.
Jesus
Like
Christ.
I was just using different words than what they used to. Like that is what a hillbilly accent here means. Like you actually say different words. You like basically speak like almost a different language.
So that's
Uh,
So that yeah. See, I mean, you have that here, like, but that's like southern compared to everywhere else. Like only in the South do they have different words where it's like, the fuck did you just say?
Yeah, and that is like pretty much every single province here. So that would be like every single state has their own like language, pretty much. Like in Limburg, for example, where Max is from, I could like when he speaks Dutch, like he has some actual like German influences on it because he's from Limburg. I have some Belgian influences, and if you're from like Friesland, you speak a completely different language, which is actually recognized as a different language.
Bro, every time Earthbound talks about like Europe and the Netherlands, I just think we're so fucking boring here. Like he's over here saying like you can go over here and then you get some German influences, and it's like, yeah, you can go to Utah here.
Well, I mean the thing is, there was people that lived here for fucking 10,000 plus years with their own cultures, but they were fucking nuked. Like the North American continent, according to certain anthropologists at the time when settlers just started coming to the New World, they speak of the shores being fully populated, and they estimated that there was about 1 million people living in North America at the time, which was a comparable population size to Europe at the time.
100%.
But it was the disease, man. It fucking wiped them all out. So
Disease and gunpowder. Don't forget gunpowder.
well, later on, yes, but the first generation, there was conflicts to be sure, but the very first settlers that came here, like before the Dutch colonized and all that, way before that, we're talking like 1400s. The first dickheads that landed here, they started spreading their disease then. So by the time,
You call it spreading disease, I call it helping their immunity.
yeah. So like the genocide really kicked off then,
Involuntary helping.
and then
Yeah,
imagine,
I'm trying to make them better at surviving.
imagine like imagine. I'm trying to think of like modern day. There really isn't. We've never suffered anything like a Black Plague. Even COVID. I feel like everybody's caught COVID at this time. But imagine if COVID killed you, and the way it would just spread across the continent. Now imagine.
I mean, it's mostly because we have penicillin that we don't suffer from a Black Plague anymore.
Right.
True.
So what ends up happening is the population of Native Americans were so crippled and decimated. By the time like the third generation of colonizers came, the population was fucking done. That's why the myth of North America being this land with just forests and no establishments, and it was just native people just living in a hunter-gatherer. I mean, that's true for then. But if you could go back in time a couple hundred years, they had vast cities, but that were just lost to disease and time. And it's actually really it's really sad. But yeah, that's when the conflict starts. But by that point, they're already done, man. The population already had, and the thing that's a real bummer is you know, all those people and their cultures are now just lost to time. So when you think of America, and you think of America's culture, you know, you only have got like 200-ish years of it, which is look
at the impact we've made.
But to your point, nerd, is kind of ass. You know, I'm sure there are places in Earthbound's hometown that are fucking 5 times the age of the shit that we have here, our oldest thing.
Oh, easy.
Yeah. Hello, Matilda. But imagine if the reverse were true, right? Imagine if settlers had come to Europe and fucking nuked their population, and then took them over. They'd be like,
well, I don't think that would have happened, because like the whole inherent thing about why like European diseases spread so much is because Europeans lived in way different environments. They lived in general in like a gross environment. That's why their immune system was so strong.
Oh.
Not only that, but
clean water supplies and things like that were, you know.
Hey, Matilda.
Right, like the main thing. Speaking of boring cultures, talk about Denmark. But
Denmark, disgusting.
Damn.
Animals.
Gross.
I like a good Danish.
The main thing why the Europeans flourished so much is because we had like actual domesticatable animals. Compared to many other regions.
Matilda, you want to hop on voice chat? Matilda loves her Danish royal family.
You know, I'm gonna say Europe is the only place that ghosts could possibly exist. Like,
because of all the dead.
That's fair.
Because of the actual history, like the whole idea of like America is only 200 years old. There's really like what Farmer Jeb died in this saloon in 1880s. Who gives a fuck? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
no, you're right.
It's like no, this
this
king was usurped and murdered in the 13th century, and this is the chair they fucking nailed him to. You know what I mean?
This is the chair he shat in.
Percentages of people get wiped out during like the
think about the plague. Like that whole thing. Like if ghosts were real, right? If they were truly real, wouldn't everywhere in like all of Europe be haunted? Like with the way the plague ripped through, wouldn't there be hauntings literally everywhere?
There should be, dude. Europe should have a need for Ghostbusters.
Right? Like, and that's the weird thing about when you think of like, even if I ever want to believe that there's ghosts, though, like, but if there was ghosts, even in the US, wouldn't they be like on every street corner? Like in New York City, how many people have been hit by buses on a street corner?
Oh yeah, just the numbers.
More than you'd admit, or you'd want to admit. It's just like, so theoretically, if ghosts are real, they should be haunting everyone at all times.
Yeah, they should. Yeah, no, I should be able to look where the Freedom Tower is now and see people fake jumping off where the two towers were.
Exactly. You should see people in the windows of the new structure. Like, that's what always holds me back of like believing in ghosts. But if anywhere did have them, it would be fucking Europe and some creepy ass castle at night. You're just walking by and you're like, oh shit, you know what I mean?
They are fucking creepy. Like, I've been to several castles, but all of them are creepy. It's just,
That's because some dude who thought he was a ruler was fucking betrayed in one of those rooms.
All that incest. That's Matilda's favorite, though. That part. Oh. That's what she loves about Game of Thrones.
If she likes the royal family, then yes, that's definitely her favorite.
That's her favorite. She's like, oh man, the lack of gene differentiation in their DNA. Ooh, gets her hot.
Well, that's why they hated Markle so much. They're like, you're going to break the cycle.
A lot of people don't know that the First World War was basically fought between 4 brothers.
I did not know that.
Incestual brothers?
Like, no. Like, the emperors of Russia, Germany, and the UK, and Austria-Hungary were all brothers.
Wow. Didn't know that.
Were they fighting over who gets to break the wishbone?
Matilda says
I was
our
just
queen
thinking of
married a
small
French
things.
man.
The funny thing is, the British king of the time actually said, if Mom was still alive, the war would have never happened.
Oh,
That's sad. When you think about it,
That's-
it's actually legitimately sad.
Yeah, right?
Mom died, and now the whole world gets fucking mustard gas. Forget
Way to
about
go, Mom.
forget about hanging out in this part of France.
You know what? You're right.
Forever.
I'm gonna blame their mom for that war. Fucking bitch.
You know, apparently there are parts of Europe, because of how fucking buck wild they were with the chemical warfare. You still can't go. Like if you still decide, if you decide to stroll through some field somewhere.
I call BS on that one.
Well, look it up.
Yeah,
I don't.
know
I
how
wasn't.
that'd be possible.
I wasn't the one who
I mean,
fucking made that up. I read that in an article somewhere.
If you're in a territory closer to Chernobyl, maybe, but like it's
Yeah,
from
no, mustard gas is
bombs?
long gone.
Here, look
It's
it up.
long gone.
Look it up.
Are
Look
you
at.
saying maybe it like soaked into the soil somehow?
Don't look at me, man. I'm not Mr. Mustard Gas. That's just an article I read
Well, it's
way back
delicious
when.
on a hot.
Like, I've worked with mustard gas. Well, no, for real. Like I worked out. No. Like
It was
I've
Afghanistan,
worked at a,
2008.
No,
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah, it's
Mike,
all-
let me
Yeah.
fucking talk.
Okay,
Shut the
okay,
fuck up.
okay.
Classified.
It was in a flavor of fragrances plant here in where I live, and they actually had like they made like mustard flavor as well, which like a side effect of that was producing mustard gas.
Delicious
And
on
that
a
shit
hot
that
dog.
fit that shit just like if like washes away immediately. It's not gonna linger. It's
Okay,
gonna
well look,
fall to the
listen.
ground.
I mean, I found an article from 2015 talking about canisters are still littered throughout Europe.
Right, that I can see.
Maybe that's what
Like,
it is.
like
Canisters, not mustard gas specifically.
What a fucking.
if you
swing
go
and
to
a miss.
Dieppe or something, you might still like run into like old things from like the.
Well, it's now being used in raves. They find them in fields. Fucking. Earthbound's like, I've never intentionally tried mustard gas. But one time
Bansi
when I was
says.
in Munich developing something.
Bansi says Agent Orange babies. Google it. Well, that was used in Nam mostly, wasn't it?
Yeah, Agent Orange was nom, big time.
Like to that extent, like what 2 weeks ago there was like a World War II grenade was found in my hometown. So like there's definitely still
awesome.
stuff like that laying around.
Well, I mean, if you go to if you travel through parts of Laos and shit like that, you're gonna find old mines and shit from Vietnam too. All over that area. I mean, anywhere there was war.
Mm-hmm.
The remnants of war remains. Oh, so what's going on with Chernobyl, huh? When are we gonna put that dome on there?
It's already
Anybody
on
watch
there. They
Hocus
just need to
Pocus
put a
2?
new one on there.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know what the Philip was saying.
Hey, World War III. When's that happening?
Exact date?
Not
or-
anytime soon. The MAD doctrine is still in full effect.
What's that?
Mutually assured destruction.
Oh.
Here's a bigger one, right? Who bombed the pipeline? Was it the Russians or was it the U.S.? It's one or the other.
Who had the most to gain?
Yeah.
Both.
much.
Both.
It could have also been and that's what that was. I actually really liked that article. I think it was partly satire, but they were saying like, what if it was Belarus trying to undermine the Russians?
This
Wow.
Belarusian special forces bombed it, didn't they?
Yeah. Oh man.
It was mostly Vietnam, not all over Asia. They tried to deforest the jungle because of the Viet Cong.
I know Laos specifically, there was a lot of that shit that had gone on too, where they had found the post.
I learned that one of the most awful weapons I've ever heard of used was also in Vietnam. Apparently, America, or like they put like on attack helicopters, they put like rockets filled with like fucking, what was it, like 3-inch nails that they just shot, and they filled like 200 into one rocket,
America.
and then they exploded like
Yeah, it's like
50 feet
basically.
from the floor.
I mean, you see, they.
It's a nail
That's
bomb.
nothing more than it's nothing more than a nail bomb. Fucking nasty.
Dude,
Nasty,
I
I've-
mean, look at napalm. We were bombing our own men with napalm. Like,
Dude,
Yeah,
I've got
see,
this.
you know?
Vietnam was a lawless place.
depleted uranium shells. Yes.
Dude, there
Oh,
was
yeah.
a.
Of, Agent Orange
That's what the
explosion.
A-10 fires.
Oh, dude,
They're all over Afghanistan and Iraq still.
the not so secret about Vietnam, and I've seen on not news, but documentaries.
It's on Trump's blog.
I've seen
Social.
I've seen documentaries interviewing former vets who fought in the war, Vietnam specifically, and we're like, the stuff that made it back here in the newspaper, because they were trying to downplay what was going on over there. They downplayed the American casualties by a lot, but they also downplayed, to your point, Earthbound and Yoji, the horrors and atrocities that were being committed by the Americans over there. Because you're right, it was a fucking free-for-all. Geneva Conventions be damned.
Well, then you had Americans getting hooked on local heroin for pain relief, and not only that, but the way they got hooked on that was the Vietnamese soldiers would have little pockets of heroin because they used it as pain relief. So then not only did you have that, but you had the CIA involvement in the heroin trade thereafter, and all the other soldiers that started getting into the heroin trade via Vietnam.
Yeah,
it's just that whole thing was a messy fuck up. Like,
and as bad as they talk about in the history books, it was probably honestly 10 times worse, according to everybody who was over there. The records are whitewashing it, because of course they are. Cuts through metals like a hot knife through butter. Oh yeah, sure. Well, dude, I watched a video. It was on TikTok, but who knows how the fuck they recorded it. It was in a Ukrainian city, and Russia had bombed this city, and we're in the midst of bombing this city. As some brave soul was recording this from their window inside their house with phosphorus, which is I believe banned. I don't think you're allowed to use phosphorus against a civilian.
You can use.
I think you're talking about thermobaric weapons.
Technically, every time a civilian dies, even if Russia calls it collateral damage, at this point it's a war crime.
But Russia's been
White's
phosphorus, but
White's phosphorus is what they were using in the video I saw.
Banned? Is it banned?
I don't know if it's banned, but
I don't know if I don't know, because they use that even if, I don't know if that one was banned. That's nasty shit though.
Yeah, no,
they are using thermobaric weapons, which technically are banned.
Yes,
but those are fucking nuts.
But so are we, so that's why we haven't said shit.
Yeah,
we've used those all throughout the Middle East.
Yeah.
But like those like they like the scale of those thermobaric weapons is insane, dude. They're like mini nukes.
So
it's fucking nuts.
For those of you who are listening who don't know what White's phosphorus is, White's phosphorus burns so hot it's near impossible for somebody to just put out on their own. It will it'll melt and burn right through bone and flesh if it lands on you. And yeah, they sprinkled this town with that stuff. It looked like it was raining white phosphorus, and just
it's like napalm too. It's like a jelly, so you can't you can't wipe it off either.
I heard we're now using punctured Tesla batteries as bombs. They don't go out ever. It keeps reigniting. No, depleted uranium shells was the nasty shit where you had for generation or 2 generations, even more after that, you started having deformities and everything because the uranium in the actual shells was radiation. And I mean, it was nasty shit. It was along the lines of Agent Orange. I mean, you were getting deformities and stillbursts and all of that sort of nasty shit. Yeah, we you know, fucking war is nasty.
Oh, here, look at this.
Depleted uranium is still used. Like the fucking, like every single A10, like the GAU-8 uses depleted uranium rounds.
Yeah,
like,
look at this.
The 30mm rounds.
Russia hits Syria with banned White's phosphorus. And this is an article posted November 15th, 2015. Russian warplanes have dropped White banned phosphorus munitions on civilians in northwest Syria. So of course they would fucking do it again. If it's good, if it's good enough for the Syrians, it's good enough for the Ukrainians. Everybody gets white phosphorus. Great, you get to see Grandma get fucking melted.
I just want to say that I don't think any nation in the world is nice.
No.
Like, I feel like every single like modern power has just done vile shit to get there.
Yeah, especially the colonizers.
Hey man, I blame the Spaniards for that. Okay, I descend from Germany. I mean, I know we had some issues.
Oh, hey,
Just not at that point.
when is Columbus Day?
You mean
Indigenous Peoples Day?
Day?
No,
The
Alexa,
11th?
when's Columbus Day?
Columbus Day is 7 days away, on Monday, October 10th.
Thanks, baby.
You're welcome. And thanks for the continued thanks.
Yeah, she knows her
Just make
place.
this AI's day.
Shut up. Shut the fuck
That's
up.
fucking weird.
I have a very
Does your wife
contentious
ever- who the
relationship.
fuck are you
Also,
talking
Mike, KG
Yeah.
had her D&D cherry popped last Sunday.
Oh,
yesterday.
I thought she lost her anal virginity last night.
No, just the D&D one.
Just the D&D. The double in double virginity. Who'd she play? What's her character's race? What's her character's credit score? And what's her character class?
Social credit.
Blood
Yeah.
type.
Well, she could tell you that. I'm not going to tell that for her.
Tell me, woman.
Did you hear that, Earthbound?
I
It's fucking
demand
woman,
an
bro.
answer.
Radiation. White's phosphorus is what I was talking about. It's depleted uranium shells. No, listen, I get it, Yoji. It's not the. You're right. I wasn't specifically talking about your horrible war crime weapon. I was talking about a different horrible war crime weapon. A halfling
Very
warlock.
Efficient.
Ooh, a halfling warlock. Who was your patron? Or Earthbound? Maybe Earthbound can fill me in.
Well, she can't pronounce the name, but she has a special name for him.
Hugenflagen.
No. I don't want to spoil the first one.
Slapdick
so
Little
she can
Pickle.
answer. I
Flazlox
will
the
say
Magnificent.
It's an archfey.
Oh, like our old pal Midrium had an archfey patron. That was a real
Smelly
piece of
the
shit.
Smeltering halfling warlock. See, I don't know. I would have gone. I don't even know the class. See, I wanted to join them, but it's just he's gonna go for
Too much of a
punts.
commitment.
Yeah.
No, well,
I get
that's
that.
the thing, dude. I played a D&D game for I think 2.5 years, maybe 3, something like that. And it gets good. It never isn't good because, well, I can imagine towards the very end it might have got a little bit power creepy, which is what I think they call in anime and all that, where you keep leveling up and leveling up and leveling up. But what happens when your player achieves a godlike status? Then there's no more real hills to climb.
Yeah, D&D's notably difficult to balance at later levels.
Right. So, but the journey up until then, it's excellent.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah. I mean, I would say the first few levels are a little rough, so I think starting at level 3 is nice. But yeah, after that,
Yeah, our DM yesterday gave us one hell of a fight because we were on a boat and he threw a kraken at us, and the only thing we really had to damage it were cannons. So we were just fucking huddled around the cannons trying to fucking nail this thing with cannons. It was fun. It was a good fight. It was a very long fight because that thing has a ridiculous amount of hit points, but it was a fun fight.
how many were downed?
None of us. The DM was very lenient. We were level 1, so as long if
okay,
it hit
okay,
one
okay.
of us, we were instant death. So yeah.
No, very nice.
Speaking of, I need to collect all KG's spells so she can.
I thought it was just I need to collect the fee from KG from allowing her to play with me.
Mhm.
I'm like, damn, or
Yeah, KG, pay me! God damn it!
God, what is the go-to warlock spell? What is that cantrip they just keep using over and over and over again?
Eldritch Blast.
Eldritch Blast. A warlock's favorite word phrase. Get used to saying it, KG. KG should just have a t-shirt that says Eldritch Blast on it. I'm having an Eldritch Blast. KG, get that t-shirt. Wait, so Matt, you and Nikki and Chanel, just the three of you guys? Oh, and of course, Mrs. Matt.
Yes, Mrs. Matt will be joining.
Mrs. Matt as well. How could I forget? Rudy herself.
She's we go up. I mean, we go up. This is our yearly trip, and unfortunately, we don't have the time to do any more. Otherwise, we would. But yeah, we go every October. It's a little town, technically called Utica, Illinois. They do a festival every year this weekend, and it's called the Burgoo Fest. And I guess it goes back to the old times when farmers would essentially, it was the end of the harvest, and they'd bring what they had left, and as a town, they would come together and do a big stew, and it was a big thing. That's what the festival is based off of. But now it's basically tons of arts, little artsy shops and crafts and dips and t-shirts and the carnival foods. It's just it's grown and grown every year. But we go every year during that, and then we do, we go to Starred Rock and we do our camping there.
The Ragu Fest.
I wish there was Ragu. There is something I did find that wasn't there last year, which really disappointed me, which was brisket nachos. There was a food truck that made brisket nachos, and they were amazing. Hold on.
What's Earthbound's favorite food?
I don't think I have favorite food. I have like nostalgic food and things I really enjoy eating, but I don't think I have a favorite food.
Interesting. I think, you know what, this is going to sound pretty standard, but I think it's pizza for me, baby.
Oh, you're such a basic bitch, Mike.
I know, it really is.
Damn. My wife would say Mexican food. She loves tacos.
Oh, that's good too. Shit. No, but I think I'm still a pizza guy.
I honestly, if we're talking like favorite type of food, oh, shut the fuck up. Chinese food. I fucking love Chinese food.
Or American Chinese food, or like Chinese food.
Yeah. I'm not eating like squid or anything. American.
No, man, I'm talking about dim sum, man. I'm talking about like long dao.
I have had traditional, and all of it. Like that's the thing is, American, I love it, and I've had we've gone down to Chinatown, which Chicago's Chinatown is actually really fucking nice. There's a lot of shit down there.
Well, sure, China's been in the city, our cities forever.
The place we went to was the restaurant was in almost like an outdoor mall type scenario. And as I was walking, it was nighttime and it was raining, and it felt like I was playing the game fucking Sleeping Dogs, because it just looked like the exact environment. But no, yeah, I that's probably my favorite food variety of all. I like a lot of shit, don't get me wrong. If you want to talk European, the Polish with their pierogies, I mean, it's hard to beat that. But yeah, I don't know. I probably would have to say Chinese food.
As far as a different a different what you call it, like a region of food, I definitely go for Mediterranean. That's 100% my favorite. Like a good paella, or like a homemade pasta, hell
like a falafel.
I'm not so much into falafel, but I love anything with
I like falafel.
Couscous.
Okay, couscous. Yeah, so you're like a shawarma guy?
Shawarma.
I mean, I'm more of a donut guy. Doner kebab.
What?
A doner kebab.
Yeah.
Which is it's like a Turkish. Have you never seen those big meat popsicles that they don't shave the stuff off of?
Yes. Yeah, those.
That's doner kebab. Yeah, that's doner kebab.
Oh, so gyro meat is what you would call it?
Gyro meat.
Yeah, but different spices.
Fair enough. Shaved meat on a pita bread. That sounds good to me no matter what.
Yeah, no, that's doner kebab.
I do love the sauces the Mediterraneans come up with as well.
I don't know what I don't even know what paella is.
You know, it's basically it's it's Mediterranean rice with some veggies and a whole lot of seafood.
I love shrimp. That's probably my favorite seafood.
Yeah, shrimp are in there.
People love lobster, the caviar. Not me. Give me a bucket full of shrimp. I'll go sit in my room and have mercury poisoning.
Honestly, like if you've never had paella, that's 100% something you should try. If you like fish, at least.
I like fish
Daisy
enough.
says there is also a meat paella.
There is meat paella, but
Hey,
it's not the
Zerka.
real paella. The real paella is with fish and seafood.
Spanish
Mussels
rice with
and
seafood.
Squid.
I'm not the biggest fish guy.
See, I grew up on Spanish rice. All my buddies and everybody, they were all Hispanic, so like Puerto Rican mainly. So I know how to make that. If you guys dig Puerto Rican rice, you've never had it. It's seasoned rice. It ends up being yellow in color with chickpeas, little olives, and jamon or ham or pork of any kind. Really, you could toss in there. But yeah, I gotta make some of that. I don't do seafood. Paella is off me. They do have the meat paella though. I put doner kebab in the same category late night drunk food as currywurst.
100%. I've had so we have this like fast food snack called the kapsalon in the Netherlands. It's basically like a bed of fries. On top of that is doner kebab, like a bunch of it. Then garlic sauce, and there's like cheese melted into the doner kebab, and then there's like some slaw on top of it.
Is this a common thing, like, or do you have to search out a specific restaurant?
Oh no! Like if within like what 500 meters, there's like 3 restaurants that I can
Bro,
get
why
that
the
shit.
fuck is there nothing good that, like, you know what I mean? Like in America, there's nothing like that in your everyday. Like shit like that exists, but you see it on fucking diners, drive-ins, and dives, and it's Guy Fieri who's like, "Hey, I found this place," and it's like bumhole fucking St. Louis, somewhere nobody cares about. And like, but like you're like, yeah, man, three different. I could just spit anywhere in any direction and get myself this dish. We don't have that at all
Well,
in the States.
that's specific. That's specific for like Turkish food shops and coffee shops, though. Like coffee shops and there's one we call it. There's a Turk around every corner.
Ha!
If you say that in the States, you're banned.
That's how we say it.
Wait, what is it? Is a Turk around every corner hide your wallet? Is it one of those things?
I mean, naturally.
No.
There's a Turk in every corner.
Because their food's so good, you're gonna
as in-
spend it at their restaurant.
Turkish food shop at every corner. That's what I mean.
There's a Turk around every corner. Cover your genitals.
Yeah.
So you can get doner kebab in LA every 500 meters? Because that's the question. Is it somewhere like, is it one restaurant specifically? Is it a chain restaurant? These are details I need for the proper comparison.
Let me look. In Tilburg alone, I know for a fact there's at least 50 where I can get them.
See, that's a lot. That's a lot.
That is a town of like what, 500,000 people?
So you mean to tell me
there's one kebab shop for every 1,000 people? Yes.
it just opens up for every time so many people are born, there has to be a new kebab shop to open up. For old time's sake, if Momo is around, hide your genitals. But in certain areas, yeah. But here's the thing. What I'm saying is, name me an American dish like that you can get across the country, across the land, easily. Like McDonald's easy, or the way Earthbound describes it easy. Now I understand Earthbound is a much smaller area. Starbucks isn't real food, and if you eat their food, you should probably get your stomach checked.
Hey, get out of
Mac
here!
and
I eat
cheese.
Starbucks for breakfast multiple times a day.
What do you eat?
Not multiple times a day, multiple times a week. I get a bacon egg Gouda sandwich.
Stop eating that warmed up in a dirty oven garbage. If you're gonna do anything,
they clean. Listen, I work for Starbucks. They clean those ovens
eat
religiously daily.
You can tell they do because have you ever eaten Dunkin' Donuts food?
No.
Everything it's garbage for one thing, and I always advise, if all you have is a Dunkin' Donuts, then get the fucking donut and take the extra sugars, because anything they put in their oven tastes like their dirty fucking oven. And it's not. It's one of those, like, you know, they're not real ovens either. It's like that, like, confection weird whatever commercial. We don't really cook anything. We just warm it oven, and it all tastes terrible. I haven't eaten anything at Dunkin' Donuts in a decade that tasted good. Are you supposed to heat Gouda cheese? I mean,
you can. You don't have to, but you can.
There it is. You can.
It's pretty good as grilled cheese.
Oh, it's really good if you do it in your mac and cheese too. I use that in provolone in mine.
Ooh.
We like one of the most common things here in the Netherlands on like hamburgers is a Gouda cheddar mix, which is actually really good.
Fuck, I'm hungry. I'm never hungry at this time of day. That's why I've been up since 6. So that's 7 o'clock your time, Michael. And Earthbound, that was yesterday for you. I'm just gonna go that route.
I woke up at 9, and I had to take the car back to the auto shop to get a flat repaired.
Oh, you still? Today's the day you got that fixed.
No, dude,
Wait,
I gotta
hold
fix.
on.
I gotta
You can't
fix.
repair your own flat?
You're repairing the tire.
Yeah, I'm repairing the tire. I can't. Yeah, I can't plug. I don't know how to plug a tire myself.
Okay. I thought you meant repair the flat. Okay,
yeah,
I thought you meant.
I know how to plug a fucking bike tire.
Yeah.
Give me that little sticky thing with that other thing.
Well, that's the other thing.
Okay,
So I had a flat tire last week. Got that fixed. Caught a new flat. My neighbor caught a new flat on my tire yesterday. So
did you just drop like? Were you like, hey, we're
same
going
tire?
down Nail Boulevard?
different tire, man. It was the front driver's side last week, and this week it was the front passenger side. Driving in New York City is not great. Potholes everywhere, and I'm assuming
you need to
guess.
stop driving over homeless people. They have knives.
I wish.
What else are you supposed to do with them? They're everywhere.
Yeah, these streets are like a Mad Max.
Yeah, these aren't nice homeless. Like the one homeless dude Earthbound's ever seen in his life, who was like, "Hey, you mind?" And Earthbound's like, "No," and he's like, "God bless." These homeless people will.
Yeah, I
spit
bought
on
him a
you.
joint.
You're a nice guy. I've given people food, but actually, you know what?
Yeah, no,
I had a
dude.
Domino's pizza guy come to me one day, and I was like, "Bro, I don't have any cash for your tip." I was like, "You smoke?" And he's like, "Yeah." I was like, "Here," and I gave him one that I just rolled.
No,
Bet you he was
I went
happy.
to Gray's Papayas for hot dogs the other day, and sure enough, there was a bunch of fucking bums hanging outside the Gray's Papayas, and the guy's like, "Hey, I'm hungry. Give me $5 to my friend." And my friend had 2 hot dogs, so he's like, "Here, take a hot dog." He's like, "I don't want that." And they're like, "Hey, what do you want the $5 for?" "I'm gonna get some hot dogs." So like, "Take this hot dog." "Nah, I don't want that hot dog. It's got blood on it." It was ketchup.
What the fuck?
But I mean, but like, yeah, welcome to their interaction with homeless people in New York City. That's actually tame, because he didn't try to stab or harass my friend, and he also didn't pull his dick out and wasn't or shitting on the street at the time. So, not a
It
bad
is important to
interaction.
note, it may be a New York City homeless person, but they're from Chicago if they didn't want ketchup on that hot dog.
It wasn't even ketchup, actually. I think it was just chili.
I do shit most Americans, including friends and people I know, won't. I'm tempted to call my friend a pussy for not trying.
What shit is Yoji doing?
Food wise or
Food-wise?
like autoerotic asphyxiation? What are we talking here? Where's the spectrum?
Stabbing people.
Now I want a hot dog, bro. So all right, let me ask you something. Because you see it on every right-wing news source about how New York and Chicago.
It's bullshit.
Has New York
No.
City, how far, because I would argue Chicago's degraded, but there's a degree.
I looked
How
up.
far is New York degraded, and how much does the extended homeless populace get in the way of your everyday life?
Here's the deal: if Fox News or any of these other right-wing fucking rags are talking about New York City is a hellhole, it's fucking
Chicago too for the murders. Look at Chicago. It's just like really.
they're full of
Who
shit,
lives
dude.
either?
It's fucking listen, it's nonsense. I was looking up the numbers the other day because I saw somebody again shouting the same, just not looking anything up, just regurgitating the same old Fox News talking points. How New York is a hellhole. It's like Mad Max here, yada yada yada. So I'm like, what the fuck are the crime numbers? What are So I was looking up violent crimes. I was looking up murder. New York City isn't even the top 50 cities in America as far as crime or homicide is concerned.
Isn't it like St. Louis is one of them?
St. Louis
Or,
is
like,
number
the-
1, and followed by Baltimore,
That's crazy.
and then there's a bunch of other ones. But no, dude, New York City,
Baltimore makes
New York
sense.
City
I've been
is,
there.
according to most articles, New York City is 65 out of 100. So KG says, "What, really?" Yeah, no, KG, it's bullshit, dude. So anybody,
Arizona came in 4th, KG.
dude, anybody who's like New York City is a hellhole, it's a wasteland. It's the fucking standard fucking Republican low rent.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
Well, hold on. Let me ask you, because there is some truth to what they do spew about Chicago. Like, between some of the laws they've passed, one of them being the no chase law, and then also setting precedences of things like mutual combat. There legitimately are areas of
Oh, yeah,
this
mutual
city
combat.
you don't go into.
Sure. Of course, yeah,
if you're
no.
a certain shade, you
Same.
don't wear certain colors.
Yeah.
Like, so there are parts of it that are legitimately as rough as some of these assholes spew. But like that my whole take is like, as a Chicagoan, I could tell you, yeah, but it's not like we're not having open gunfights. It's not fucking Grand Theft Auto.
Right.
See that idea is so weird to me. Like I've never been in a city where I had to like watch like what I was wearing or something in certain parts of the city.
Not wearing,
Like,
I wouldn't
it's
say,
such a-
but I would say.
Well, I
It's-
mean,
You definitely
Yeah.
don't
or,
want
or like think about like gangs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I've never,
Yeah.
I've
Yeah,
never
no.
experienced anything like that.
Yeah, I'd be. The thing about New York City, and I'm sure Chicago's the same way. For the most part, you're okay. However, you still need to mind where you are, because
Yeah, there's something like street smarts is a legitimate thing when you're in a big city like that.
yeah, there are people who are, listen, they're poor or downtrodden or whatever the fuck the reason is, but they're looking to steal your shit. You've got shit, and they could sell it for whatever reason they want.
Now, I think Circa did bring up a good point, and to Mike's credit, that is your most average concern in the inner city is if you're out at night and you're solo. Like if you make yourself like, I don't know, kind of exposed, then yeah, you're the odds of getting mugged are higher. But that's really like the worst of it. You're not getting like hunted down like it's a 90s movie. But Circa was talking about like, I have no idea. There may be another point, like if you're a woman, is it different? Like us dudes look at it a certain way, but does a woman like look at it like, what the fuck?
Yeah, no. If I was a woman, I wouldn't. I feel like if I was a woman, I wouldn't leave the house without being armed on some level.
Yeah. Like I could see like, cause I'm a big dude, so I look at things always. I can see like if you're just like an average chick and it's fucking you get out at 9 p.m. from your shift somewhere, and you don't have a car, that's gotta be kind of a rough journey home. Like Chicago, New York, St. Louis, DC, any LA. I mean, any of the LA stays bright longer. That's a little different. Mike's now thinking about how he's going to protect himself.
Yeah, I'm getting the brass knuckles out.
Yeah, but I've never had to think about what part of a city I'm in and whether I should like watch what I'm
Really?
doing or what I'm saying. Yeah, never.
So you've traveled like fairly extensively across Europe. You've never come across an area.
Well,
where it's,
either
like,
that
mind
or
your
I just
P's and
didn't
Q's?
realize it. Like I've never encountered anything like violent inside the city border when I was traveling.
Interesting.
You never saw like a John get too handsy in the red light and they kick him into the water, like in Taken?
No, like the red light district in Amsterdam at least is pretty damn respectful.
I will say this much. My city, my metropolitan awareness actually came in handy when I was in Bulgaria for that 1 month. Because you start to grow a sixth sense, and I wasn't sure how that would work, being in New York City versus being in Bulgaria, one city is clearly fucking starkly different from the other. However, walking around in a shady part of town, your hackles will still go up. I don't know if it's a gut instinct or what. Maybe it's just some kind of intuition that we're not even aware of. But that sense of unsafeness, if you want to call it that, right? That sense of danger.
It's almost that adrenaline spike you get of like something's not right.
You still feel that. So I mean, that's one nice thing about growing up in New York. I was able to hone that sense of.
I'm not sure I would feel that.
So do you think Earthbound the problem is you're just such a sweet young boy?
Yeah,
I'm not a sweet young man. Like
you're sweet baby.
I don't think I have any street smarts. Like I know when a fight is on the horizon if I'm in like a club or something. Like I can either run away or or throw my punch first. Like I can do that. But like if I'm just walking around in a bad neighborhood, I'm not sure I've noticed. Honestly.
Really? Well, okay. So I mean,
Well,
what is it? I guess.
I mean, I don't have any previous experience, but
But the
like,
concept is like, how would you know it's a bad neighborhood if you have no awareness? I guess is the other problem.
yeah,
Like,
exactly.
oh, Earthbound, you're coming here, huh?
Bale says, Bale
I
says,
guess.
Earthbound has clearly never been to the gypsy part of town.
You never visit the gypsies?
I mean, I've been on camps. Yeah,
The gypsies love
We've got-
Earthbound.
we've got camps here. Like that's where I used to get my drugs.
Yeah. Yeah.
Earthbound's
He-
basically saying I
Earthbound-
went to the shady part of the town to get my drugs at the gypsy camp.
Yep.
Love it.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, no, like the gypsy camp was actually pretty close to where I grew up.
Was it one of
it's
those
like,
situations where there was like a sign that said sideshow circus and it was half burnt, and then when you walked a
No,
block
like-
away, it disappeared behind you, all of it?
So, like, the gypsies in the Netherlands, or at least the ones I know, in like, they live in like RVs that are like bolted to the ground, basically. So they're like moved into position once and then they never move again. They have wheels, but they're not meant to be moved again, and that's how the gypsies live.
Well,
Caravanners, eh?
let's go to let's hang out at the gypsy caravan. Let's see what happens.
Sounds like a fun time. Fuck. You
Why
brought
not?
some homemade wine.
My mom's partial to the periwinkle blue.
Dude, the crazy thing about Baltimore is nowhere is safe in Baltimore. Like, there's nice areas, but like even in the downtown area when I was there on work, so I only saw a limited amount of it. But like, there was just this weird. I noticed there's like a rich party area across the
Oh.
Chesapeake Bay. Like, it's literally like we took a boat because we did a tour around the bay, and like it's here's the hotels, here's the industrial area. Here's nothing, and then fucking lit up music blasting party area.
Hey,
It's
Earthbound, I got
one of the
questions.
weirdest things.
Real quick, Mike. Can
yeah.
you drag Circa in? She wants to join, but she can't see the chat.
What is Fell's
Hang
Point?
on.
Is that
I
like the
cou- I
rich people
couldn't,
area
otherwise I
of
would-
Baltimore?
Wait. Yeah, say that again about Baltimore.
Yoji said that would be Fell's Point. So apparently it is a known area. Like, is that like the rich, everybody parties and spends money and shops and shit there area? Used to be safe, but last couple of years the violence has spilled over.
So I know for a fact we have some bad quote unquote bad neighborhoods in Rotterdam and The Hague.
Best crab cakes I ever had were in Baltimore.
But I've never been there personally.
Circa, I don't know. I don't want to. I'm just gonna deal with their Discord stuff later. I don't know what's going on with it. Wait, Earthbound, what were you saying?
I can
About-
drag her into live and the lobby, but I can't drag her into on air for some reason. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't
No,
know.
it's
It's
not working.
it's acting up. Yoji says Fells Point used to be safe, but the last couple of years the violence has spilled over into that area. Fells Point used to be the docks, but it's become a bunch of bars and rich people live there. Spacey lived down there. Spacey didn't just live down there. He was a warlord down there.
Kevin Spacey?
Yeah. And guess what? When you
come to Fell's Point, that was your biggest mistake.
Yeah, that's what happens. You show up to the trailer park down there. And who opens that caravan door? Kevin Spacey. And guess what?
Come in.
He's got a price, and it's not cash.
Nope.
It's that ass, Yoji. I can imagine Yoji busting heads for justice on the streets of Baltimore.
Oh, I do have a good Baltimore story.
Tell
I
me.
got to go to the Orioles Stadium, which is a beautiful stadium. In fact, the whole baseball area they have there is wonderful.
Does
and
yeah.
go ahead.
No, did the Orioles still exist?
I don't know. This was a few years back.
Okay, no, go
I
on.
was at a trade show, and there was no game, so they rented out the stadium, and they did like all you can eat buffet style for every attendee. So I ended up eating a little bit, then going up to the bar area, and it overlooked the entire fucking stadium, the field and everything. And I just got drunk off of delicious orange beer. And then I walked to 7-Eleven not thinking, and was accosted by Baltimore teenagers.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I mean, nothing happened. I was kind of drunk, and I was like, dude, I'll fuck you up. And they were just like, all right. And I like walked in and got my shit and then walked back to the hotel.
What Matt did was he choked the first one out and then picked him up and threw him at one of the other ones and to assert dominance. and then he
I
just
broke him
started.
in half, much like Bane.
Yeah, he baned one of them, and then just started barking, incoherently barking.
They don't. If they think you're
Yeah.
crazy, they won't mess with
Yeah.
you. First rule of defense: if they think you're hostile and nuts, they'll run away.
When in doubt, act
Yeah.
like you have the rabies.
Yeah, there was this giant white man. This giant white man picked up my boy Tyrone and threw him right at Shaniqua. I'm assuming that we're in Baltimore.
These were African Americans, yes.
Well, listen, I'm just going based on demographics in Baltimore is all.
It's fair. It's except if you're on Phil's Point. But
You joke, but even the youngest of those fuckers could be strapped. No joke. What's up?
Yeah, no, yeah. I know. I in retrospect, I was talking to my wife after I got back to the hotel, and she's like, "What the fuck's your problem?"
No,
I was
dude.
like, I was a little drunk, and I shouldn't have done that. That was stupid. Fortunately, I think they did look at it like, because I was tired, I was drunk, I don't dress fancy in any way, and they probably looked at it like, you know what, this guy might have nothing in life and may just lose his shit on me, and they left me alone. And then I walked, like 6 blocks back to my hotel, and I wasn't, Baltimore's cool because in the downtown area they just have random roads that are cobblestone. It's awesome. What's up, Mordecai? Like, it's a cool looking city. It's just, stupid people like me. I probably should have been stabbed.
Yeah, no.
I mean, statistically.
Well, you know what the thing is, there's way more homeless people here. I've noticed of late. I think I wouldn't be surprised if there's a homeless uptick in the city. With that said, it is getting cold. Like, it just started dipping below 50 regularly around these parts, and that means the homeless will be proceeding to venture underground now as their migration begins shortly, where they no longer venture outdoors.
So here's the thing: the homeless, like, yeah, they are what they are. Or
Hey,
the
more
underhoused,
okay.
as Circa would say. But I do find it incredibly fucked up for, like, the city to put little pegs on top of the heating vents.
Oh yeah, our
so
city
they
does that
can't
too.
lay out. Like, that's fucked up to me. Like,
Yeah.
that, now you're not only not helping that issue, you're actively, like, harming those people and making it worse.
Yeah, you're trying to get them the fuck out.
Like, you're trying to kill
passive-aggressively.
them because winter has come and you want to, like, lose another 100 of them. But, like, that's really fucked up.
Yeah, no. Earthbound, have you heard about this anti-homeless architecture that's placed throughout cities, public areas in the city? I don't think the Dutch do shit like that.
No, Earthbound told me the first homeless person he saw was the other day in his life. And
Oh.
he gave him a blunt.
Oh yeah, that's right. I thought Earthbound was saying that the first homeless person he finally paid to fight another homeless person. It was just the other day.
The first two he got at his bum fights in Netherlands edition.
This is-
Dutch do it right.
The Dutch do it right. The Dutch do it fight. Now start punching each other.
You want this hamburger? That's a terrible accent.
That'll do.
I'm trying to get Earthbound down, but
Well, you know what it is? Nobody knows what a Dutchman sounds like. So that's fine. That'll do.
well, here's the thing. Earthbound sounds like he does, right? And then I talk to other Dutch dudes, and they sound like they've got a whole
Other thing
different,
going.
harder to understand thing than Earthbound's clean and clear. Some of these dudes, they've got a definite, like, heaviness to the accent.
Yuck. Yuck is all I can say to that.
It's October.
Also,
I gotta
Baltimore
start
has some BS laws, like you have to run and be cornered in any situation before you can fight back. I'm assuming he means cornered, unless they show up with an ear of corn ready to do God knows what with it. Kevin Spacey shows up and he's got a corn in one hand.
All the way from Fell's Point, I've come with my corn.
Guess where this is going?
Dude, he's such a good actor too. But it's because he's insane.
And he's got a taste for those young boys.
Anthony Rapp was almost one of my victims, but he slipped through my fingers. Do you remember when he posted that weird video in character, like after he got canceled?
Yes, he did.
I'll be back, don't you? And it's just like, bro, they killed your character. Like,
Yeah, they killed your character, and also a bunch of witnesses
You're a
that were going to
rapist.
testify against you mysteriously died.
Well, that's the power of Fell's Point. You don't understand. One hand I have corn, and the other hand I have power.
Yo, Jimbo, is that your name? Take off your bottoms, Yojimbo. I don't usually go for Chinese, but I suppose I can make an exception.
I'm not Chinese. I don't care.
Oh, yeah. Off with the jeans.
I believe I said something before I said what you weren't.
Baltimore has some BS laws, man. Baltimore, the home and resting place of Poe. Oh, Edgar Allan? Old Eddie?
What's happening?
Eddie Al Poe?
Good friends with him, were you? Old Eddie.
Hey,
Hot dogs.
Eves is back. Is he?
The
Wait.
homeless got him. That's why he disconnected.
Kevin Spacey showed up to his house. Ready to tussle. Hey. What's up, cutie? Where'd you go?
My PC's just can't be. Sometimes it like freezes out of nowhere. It's
Matt
kind of
Matt tried to do your accent. It was terrible.
It was terrible, maybe.
Oh my!
you know,
Now I want to hear it.
I know I have to because I'm trying to get yours.
It's really
down
hard.
pat, but I have to rev up to it. I just threw a ballpark one out there, and I'm glad you weren't here to hear it.
Yeah, it was.
What, think I'd be offended? I don't get offended.
I was offended on your behalf.
Okay.
Michael,
Well, I don't get
you
offended.
couldn't see
so
him
why,
on camera.
Why did you?
But he told me he spit into his non-camera.
Well, I couldn't see his camera, but I heard him putting on Black Pete face.
No, that is
makes
racist.
no sense. It makes no sense.
Yeah, I heard him putting on the. I heard the crinkling of the curly-haired wig in the voice chat. Am I allowed to show Black Pete? I feel like I'm not allowed to show Black Pete on.
No. It's actually like now it's full on considered racist.
Okay.
Even like by the Dutch government.
It wasn't 5 years ago when we used to chat about it.
Oh no!
Yeah,
This is like a recent thing.
Yeah,
but it's only like.
Yeah, me and Earthbound were tight. We were both full team Black Pete, 100%. Not anymore though.
What is Black Pete exactly? I'm gonna Google it and get the FBI on me again. Whatever.
I feel like I should be allowed to show this because it's historic.
Let me look at it first.
Yeah.
What is it? Is it a book character?
You'll see. You'll see. Just type in Netherlands Black Pete, and you'll get a bunch of images.
Oh my! No, I would avoid this. To be honest, oh boy. And these are Dutch people, yes. I mean, I'm sure Trudeau is in here somewhere. Too.
It's when you're looking
Holy
at
shit.
when you're looking at the group photos of Black Pete, you got to look for Trudeau. He's like the Where's Wally over there, or
my God.
Where's Waldo?
Even the drawing of the characters horrendous. My God, they even do it on their beards.
Yeah, the one point that I couldn't justify because it's supposed to be Dirty Cole on his face, and I'm like, okay, Dirty Cole, but the thing that got me was then why the curly wig?
Here's the thing. I get it. Like, if it's supposed to be, there's one photo I've seen of where it looks like, oh, that looks like somebody's dirty with black coal dirt. I am seeing people that from hair to neck are like they ate a black piece of licorice and like Violet Beauregard is now turning into licorice. This is terrible. Jesus.
KG went as Black Pete last year for Christmas, and she did a voice and everything, but it was weird because Black Pete, although he's Dutch, KG put on a Baltimore accent, which was it was a little jarring, it was a little strange. I hate my PC. Earthbound. No, Earthbound and I've been chatting about this for maybe 5 years ago. This came up in conversation, and we were both like, I think honestly at both time we were like, I don't really see the issue because it wasn't like the minstrel shows here.
Well, I mean, also in all fairness, the Dutch doesn't have the American history of Jim Crow and all that,
Right?
Because that's where that came from.
However, they did Steve Jobs the slave trade.
That is true.
Yeah, they were like, how do we make this way more lucrative?
We're efficient. Yeah, we can make money off of this, can't we?
I was 22 at the time I was dumb. I mean, listen, man. You live, you learn. Culture changes.
Yeah, but I mean, I think in all fairness to areas like the Dutch, who I'm not going to say are free to be ignorant of global cultural changes, but for Americans, that blackface is different. Blackface took its own form of nastiness in the form of the comedy of the time being pointed directly at black folk and insulting them. And I mean, you look back, that's why they've edited those the fucking Looney Tunes cartoons. I mean, look at any Three Stooges episode, any of the people that the housemaids and anything, like that's I think the bigger difference is America's had a certain relationship with blackface.
Yeah, there's a whole history, awful history behind minstrel shows and that whole thing. You know, the whole caricature of it. What the hell? What's that name they used to have for it? It's called. It sounds like Rochambeau.
What name?
For the shows that they would put on.
Oh, it was fuck, hold on.
I thought they had a specific name for it that wasn't just minstrel.
It was not the, it was the name of the performer, I think. I can't remember his name though for some reason.
Okay, the Dutch did trade slaves, but nowhere near as much as the Spanish. We just kind of subjugated all of Indonesia.
Hope it actually stays on. Fucking, I need to get this.
So is it like threatening to self-destruct?
No, it's just it's a soft. I think it's. I'm still not sure what it is. I think it's a software-related issue, but
Is there any potential for you having a virus?
I mean, maybe, but I figured the fucking computer shop would have checked that.
Go download
Because I brought it in
Spybot,
like
search and destroy. It's free.
I brought it in like 3 times, and they never could figure out. Like they said they fixed the problem each time, but it was like a temporary fix. So it might be hardware related, but I'm looking at new hardware anyway now because this thing is just fucking being a piece of shit.
Is it constantly just now? Is it a hard shutdown reboot or
No? So what it does is it like kind of like freezes, and then it gives me the pop-up windows to stop responding, and then I can't do anything anymore. So the only thing I've left, I can't even like properly shut it down. So the only thing I've left is to fucking flip the fucking power button.
Yikes, that's not good.
and you're on a fresh
No.
Windows install, you said, right?
Yup.
Past couple
Like
months.
maybe like 2 or 3 months old.
Are you using traditional hard drives? Or are you using SSDs or a combination? What are you running Windows off of? An SSD or? He died.
Oh no! Damn,
God damn. I don't know.
it's real
How am I
bad
supposed
today.
to do Tiny Tina's? Supposed to do that tomorrow.
Tiny Tina. How much
It's
is that
such a
game?
good game.
It's $60, huh?
It was on sale for like 40 or something recently this weekend, I think. But it's awesome, dude. It's a hell of a lot better than I gave it credit for in the beginning. Like I bought it and played like 45 minutes. I was like, this is cool, but you know, it'd be better with friends. I'll get back to it. And then we got into it last week, and fuck, is it awesome?
No shit. I'm sure they appreciated that, says KG.
Better drink some water, bruh.
Yeah, I should drink some water. I'm a little thirsty. Had mostly just coffee today. Are you?
Yeah, I'm running on 1 Starbucks.
Yeah, I've got my Starbucks cup right here. I got a blonde latte.
You tell me if I'm right to be angry about this.
Oh, oat
I
milk.
went to Starbucks the other day.
I got
I
an extra
decided-
shot in it too. Triple.
Of oat milk?
No, give me some more oat milk. No, I
Yeah,
got
give
the blonde espresso latte with an extra shot.
And you pay more for the oat milk, right?
80 cents more for the oat milk.
And that's why what's his face, that old actor dude glued his hands to Starbucks' counter.
Oh, that'll do, pig guy.
Yep.
That'll do,
Guy from
pig.
Minority Report. By the
James
way,
Cromwell, I think is.
Yes. What a fucking goon. But my Starbucks, so tell me, I went to get a cold brew, right? It's
Yes.
supposed to have cold foam on top of it, right? I get it.
Uh,
I thought the cold, like, do they
It depends.
normally mix the cold foam in?
Sometimes, I think cold brew, no foam. I think cold brew nitro foam.
I had the cold brew nitro, and I just wanted the vanilla cold foam, and I got it, and it was mixed already, and I wasn't happy about that. But I don't know if they always mix it. I thought, like, when you get that, you get the layer of cold foam, and then you decide if you mix it, or you let it slowly work its way into your coffee.
It might be, you know what? It's been so long. I could have sworn.
Taken from me.
I could have sworn. I remember the nitro comes out of a keg. So the cold brew gets made the same way you make cold brew. Like the regular cold brew, like that's made at night by whoever's closing up, like the night before. Oh, no. I'm sorry. I got that wrong. The cold brew for the next day is made during opening the day before. So if I'm...
They have like giant vats for it too.
Yeah. So like, so for example, let's say you want the cold brew ready for Friday. That means the person who's opening Thursday at like 6 o'clock in the morning, they make the cold brew for Friday morning because, you know, it needs to be in there 24 hours. But the cold brew nitro, that I don't know, nitric oxide, I don't know what the nitro stands for, but it comes in its own special keg. Like that one's like poured like from a beer tap almost, the cold brew nitro.
Yeah,
if I remember correct.
But I'm looking at the image here, and I was definitely supposed to have foam.
Let me see. Yeah, no, you should. Yeah, no, it should definitely have foam on the top, like a Guinness.
I'll send it because exactly. And I was disappointed because when I got mine, it just looked like a fucking latte, like fully mixed.
Oh,
like they stirred them. I was very unhappy.
I think they fucked up your. Honestly, I think they fucked up your order. That's my best guess. Or maybe what they did was you asked for vanilla. Maybe instead of doing just foam or adding vanilla on top,
the nitro brew also is lighter.
The nitro cold brew is lighter, and well, what they do is God, I'm trying to remember the steps to make a.
They robbed me of my cold foam, is what they did. These fucks.
I'm trying to remember exactly how the.
Cold brew, huh?
I'm trying to remember exactly how you make the cream, because there's a special way to make the cream on top.
Isn't that through the? I mean, it's a foam, so it's probably a. What is that, an espresso machine?
You're not here for the orgy?
I think you got to.
Oh shit, boy!
Hey, Carson Druid, illustrator extraordinaire. What's up, baby? I'm just working on an Inktober piece. Carson Invasion. I feel invaded. Hello. I've been doing Inktober stuff. Here's the Inktober prompt I'm using. This one is called Stare. Hello, welcome. Hello, Fire Phantom. Hello, Miss Bad Example. Hello, Stigma. Welcome. Look at all these first-time chatters. I feel invaded. Hi, everybody. Hi. Thank you so much, Carson. What's cooking, Ms. B? What's everybody up to? I've been drawing how many of you guys are doing Inktober stuff? I've got a bunch of Inktober stuff, just kind of like, this one's not quite ready yet, but it will be. This is another one I've been working on. Where's the guy? Here, character right here. Just a dude kind of hanging out. Oh, hey guys, have you noticed? This is a bit of an aside, but Carson, any of you guys on like TikTok, Instagram, social media, have you guys seen that mullets are back? I have been seeing dudes rocking mullets. It's what inspired this guy's hair situation here. I was walking on the street. I was headed to the grocery store. I saw this dope-looking Asian dude. I live in Flushing, Queens, so it's a heavily Korean population, Korean and Chinese. This dude, he looked like he stepped out of the set of Cyberpunk. He had this wild, like, Marty McFly jacket. These like cool kung fu pants that I rock them too. They're like, they got the drop crotch pants. These like wild, like Yeezy like shoes, and he had the mullet. And he truly looked like a Cyberpunk character. I thought this guy, he looked so badass. He looked like something out of Akira. Anyway, I've got another Inktober piece, I guess. I've got a lot of, hey, second question to my new friends who are fellow drawers. Do you guys also have a bunch of work in progresses that you haven't finished yet? Like this one, that one, the other one I just showed you. I also have this one, which is a poison ivy that the inks are done with and the flats are done, but I've stopped working on this. My folder is full of work in progresses. Hey troop, I love these. No Inktober for me this year, unfortunately, but I love seeing everyone's work. I'm always tempted, but usually don't participate. I love seeing. What are you guys working on then? Mr. Carson Drew at Maltz and Cyberpunk Aesthetic is big in K-pop right now. What? That makes sense, Circa. Thank you. Not surprising. Miss B, I do love my Procreate with a ton of work in progresses. So many. Okay, I got a lurk. Enjoy your meeting, Carson. Thank you so much, Carson. Anybody who's hanging out in here as a part of my stream, please go give Carson a follow. I have his art right on my little, it's out of reach, right on my little drawer here. I've got a collection of all the art I've received from Twitch friends and fellow comic book artists, and I'm very lucky that Carson gifted me a piece way back when at TwitchCon. Is anybody going to TwitchCon this year? I know it's coming up. I think is TwitchCon this weekend or the next weekend? All right, let's go back. Oh yeah, here's day 2 of Inktober. Day 2 of Inktober. This is what I sketched. This the prompt was scar. Not me. I've been pretty neck deep in watercolor. Traditional watercolor has always appeared to me to be like something out of a magic. Which prompt list are you using? I gathered in my Inktober Discord channel, I gathered like 5 or 6 different prompt lists. Let me make sure there's no nudity over here so I could show you guys. Is there any nudity? Did I draw anything? All right, no. All right, I'll show you guys my screen. Sometimes I can't show you the screen because I'm using references and the references have naked people on them. Here, so I've got this one.
Game Marauders.
Wait, what?
There's a new game called Marauders. Looks awesome.
No, that's dope.
Oh yeah, I've seen footage of that.
Yeah, it's like Destiny, but for like cyberpunk.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so true.
Not my thing, but
Goretober. Today's prompt is bar fight. For Anatomy-tober, which is if you want to study anatomy, today's prompt is noses for you to study. For Art Robber 2022, which is a list that hops between anime, video games, and comic book characters. Yesterday was Chun-Li. Today's prompt is Morpheus, aka the Sandman himself, Dream. And then just the other, Mako Vice, who's one of my favorite illustrators. His is Absent. Yesterday was Scars, which is the one I'm mostly using. If you're into more of a fantasy, maybe you're more like fantasy kind of vibes and not like horror vibes, today's prompt is Woodland, tomorrow's will be Mushroom, and yesterday's was Giant. So maybe if you're a D&D nerd, this one's just another one. This one's just a random one I found online, but I like a vague prompt. So like the Goretober one was a bar fight, which is really specific. But this one, this specific prompt is obsession, which is kind of like, it's metaphysical, it's a feeling, it's an emotion.
Bang, bang, you're the best.
It leaves a lot. Hey, Mutta, thank you for the follow. It leaves it up to interpretation. And then the last one is the regular official list, which I found kind of lacking today, but I'm actually using, this is the one I'm actually going for today, a bat. So I'm drawing a bat-like woman. I think I'm going to lose her ears. I gave her 2 sets of ears and I don't like it. I see why Bale is like, don't draw 2 sets of ears on characters. That looks weird. It does look weird. Okay. Wait, you said Marauders is Destiny, but for what?
It looks basically like they're touting it as like a Destiny kind of like open world MMO co-op looter shooter, but it's all set in like a cyberpunk type universe. Looks actually pretty neat. It's technically early access, but it came out today.
Dude, looter shooter it sounds like Borderlands.
Yeah, it's. I mean, it looks cool. The early access, especially day one early access games, you never know. But I think it looks cool. I'm interested. There's a game on Steam, and it's just called Accidents.
Sounds like my stream. Speaking of which, thank you guys for following the stream. You guys are awesome. New friends, and also, oh hey guys, if you're doing Inktober stuff as well, please, we have a whole Discord channel made for sharing your Inktober stuff. So if you want us to take a look, if you're in a sharing kind of mood, by all means. Is Earthbound back? Is he here to stay?
I think so.
Hey.
All right.
Dutch
So I just
are
read
welcome.
That's the only ones, Dutch and Americans. The rest have to prove it.
Fuck the Danish.
I just read that Marauders is like Escape. It's Escape from Tarkov, but better, but more fun, which really now intrigues me.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna wait until braver men than I try this game out before I hop on.
Fast forward to 2 weeks, and I'm like, yeah, it's all right.
All right, what was I? Well,
I don't know. The only reason I'd really like Borderlands is because of the humor in it.
Sure.
I've never really liked Destiny or anything.
Why do you like Tiny Tina's?
I like Destiny.
I mean,
man.
it's a Borderlands game.
Really?
Like,
It's all the same, really.
Dude.
Well, I mean, I will say Tiny Tina's does a decent amount to differentiate itself.
yeah, but it's still a Gearbox game.
Did you guys play Destiny 1?
Yeah.
Like
A
5
busty
hours.
ass would be good. Hello, what's up? What's up, Adi? Yeah. Welcome. Dude, Destiny 1, I liked Peter Dinklage as a little robot thingy. People hated him, and they were like, he sounds so robotic. But I'm like, yeah.
I didn't hate him, but then when Nolan North comes in and you hear the difference, and it's not that Peter North, in my opinion, or not Peter
North,
North,
the porn star?
Peter Dinklage. I combined them both. Nolan North and Peter Dinklage. That'd be a sexy man. But he just
Nolan
sounded
Dinklage.
bored. Like he really did sound like he was phoning it in. I think is the problem I had with it.
Maybe that's...
I guess people just kind of assume like a Wheatley from Portal 2 or a Claptrap kind of vibe, and not what they present it, right?
I think
He did sound like he was like on this, like he sounded like those Ghost videos where it's like #1.
Yeah, no, he sounded like a... I don't know, to me, he sounded like a robot. But like a robot, like the dialogue was still nice. Like the robot was invested in you, but he was also kind of a monotone robot.
He very much, he was like, he very much was like a Debbie Downer of a robot.
Yeah.
And not that I feel he did a bad job. It's just then you get Nolan North in there, and the orb in Destiny 2 is just so much more personality, so much more life in him. Like there's a definite difference.
Yeah, I'm guessing, my best guess is that Dinklage went in, he did a thing, and for whatever reason, the art director, who was doing who was directing the voiceover work, was just like, yeah, this'll do, and then it didn't work for whatever reason.
You have to imagine, like, when the backlash hit, he's like, they told me I was a fucking robot. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I can understand that sort of like, what am I supposed to do? I'm a robot.
This might be a dumb question, but how did you do that thing where you made a selection and then moved it? That would be so useful for a noob like me. Do you have Procreate? If you have Procreate, it's as easy as it's this. Well, I've got a little button which grabs them, but it's up this button right here, upper. Hang on, just to boop, boop this button right here. Boop boop boop. Bop, bop, boop. You boop that one. That one's just a little. It's the grabber, and then I just freehand grab it, and it's how I make tweaks and stuff, even with the anatomy. Hello, Eric Weathers, artist extraordinaire. Matilda is back. Matilda, do you want to talk to Earthbound? You want to hop on voice chat, Matilda?
Wouldn't want to talk
What'd you
to
have
me.
for dinner, Toxic?
She had cock for dinner. Her lover's
Oof.
cock.
Jan Horsecock.
Yawn. What a name.
The third.
This might be a dumb question. Yeah, but that's it. Trooper Vecker says, I haven't played Tiny Tina yet. Will you? Are you a Tiny Tina fan? Are you a Borderlands fan, Troop? Oh, Procreate
awesome.
is a software? I thought your stream title was a joke, like procreating and having sexy time. That's funny. I mean, it can be.
Nothing
Yeah.
is impossible in Mike's stream.
Yeah. It's funny. I'm drawing this photo from reference. This was Matilda earlier this evening while she was having quote unquote dinner with her lover.
Quote unquote.
What's in the bottle then?
Lube.
Should we
That's
ask
KY.
her? Oh,
It's,
I was gonna ask her, like, what's
it's,
in the bottle, Matilda?
It's the it's Danish KY though. I don't know what they put in it.
Danish KY.
Yeah.
KY for Danes.
Yeah.
Wait,
What did
is
Danish?
KY?
Yeah. What did Danish people put? Oh, it's a lubricant.
Petroleum
Oh,
jelly.
okay.
It's for you know
What?
El Sexo.
Oh, there she is.
His booty hole is getting crazy action while he's drawing. My booty hole is getting action?
Good evening.
Hi. My booty hole is getting
Oh,
the
hi.
opposite of action. It's getting inaction. Listen, I'm not Kevin Spacey.
How y'all doing?
Matilda, has Jan ever requested that you eat his butthole?
No.
Do you guys think she's lying to us or she's telling the truth?
We'll never know.
Well, what's your
We'll never
gut?
find out.
What's your gut telling you, Earthbound?
Am I the only one where when Mike speaks, there's like a thing?
Crack? No,
He's
yeah, I
got a
hear
bit
it.
of a snap crack.
Oh.
Oh,
Okay,
god
okay.
damn it! Hang on. I wonder if there's a way. How do I fix that? Hang on.
I'm not sure if I could hear it when on the stream. I think it's only on Discord actually.
All right, let me try
His
to fix
Discord
this.
has been acting up today.
I'm gonna restart Discord. Hang on, guys. I'm restarting the Discord. Maybe this will be better. Check. All right, Discord's firing up.
Good.
Okay, is it?
Well,
has it
ankles are part of your legs.
any difference?
Yes.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, you're good now.
I'm good.
Speak more.
Speak more. Usually, I'm told to speak less.
Yes, it works.
Okay, nice. So
She's
what?
like, we'll go back to that. Don't worry.
Well, now I lost my train of thought. Oh, welcome to the stream. Welcome to the Lewd Nugget. Welcome to the Discord. And Troop, well, also welcome to the Discord. Feel free to peruse. There is some 18 plus. There's a couple of 18 plus channels where occasionally lunatics will post adult images in there.
How much was it? Like 100 gigs? What the fuck, Mike?
That is not my.
What?
First off, that is not my mega account. I just have.
Okay.
I just have
but
access.
Still, that's
I just.
a lot of porn.
Yeah, no, that was a. I'm shocked. Listen, there's some people who are very dedicated to ladies on those websites that I shall not be named on this platform. But yeah, no, they're. It's me. I'm Lewd Nugget. If it wasn't obvious, like 100 gigs of titty. I know. I don't. That's not really my jam. That's a lot of. I'm not a. You know, have at it to the pictures kind of guy.
How could
Do you
I mean, how
prefer
could anyone-
video or sound or what exactly? What does
Not
it?
not
Yeah, I
no
think.
still images.
Listen, I mean, I think I'm yeah, no, I think I need a video. I need some video action.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Minimum. VR preferred.
yeah. VR.
Get right up in there, right?
Yeah.
Then
Put
there are
on
some
my-
of us who have what's it called? It starts
Fetish.
with an I. Imagination.
Fetish.
Mm,
Yeah.
Fuck
but
that.
for a-
Why
for
would
a
I have
still
an
image-
imagination if I can look at it? Like, fuck
Yeah.
that.
No, because there are a lot of things you cannot look at.
Like what?
You know?
You're talking about a
What kind of
spank
shit
bank.
are you into? What the fuck?
talking
Well,
about
I
a
mean,
spank bank.
does that matter?
It's called.
I mean,
Listen,
I get
yeah, no,
that,
it's,
but, like,
yeah, it's
still.
illegal. It's illegal where she's from.
No.
Way to go, Toxic. All those thought crimes.
Well, I mean, like most of you, who've known me for a good while on my stream know that I like reading and text. I like text a lot.
Yeah,
So.
it's weird. Yeah, I
But
imagine.
it's like me and many
But like,
others.
but maybe as a
That's-
woman, but when I'm my phone starts shaking as well. Like that's
Yeah.
not how, like.
Yeah, how does
Like,
how
that's-
does Matilda
that's
turn a page
inconvenient.
while she's with one hand while she's
Yeah.
masturbating with the other?
Well, I mean, you
Yeah,
don't
like-
need that if you have a vibrator.
So what?
Oh well, that's
Right?
fair.
Yeah,
That's fair.
like.
I agree. Sex should be a point-and-click adventure.
Tilly about to bust
But
out
it
the
is all
monkey
2D
stuff.
Games.
No. I'm let's
She makes
you
Jan
mentioned
wear a...
images before. Images actually
Yes.
does not do a lot for me either. Like I appreciate images, and I think images can be very nice and very sensual and stuff. But like again, an image by itself won't do me much good. Like an image and then say something along with the image or write something along with the image. Like give me something more than just a plain image, you know? Like, oh man, I love that image so much. Oh, look at the nice. Like I can. It's not
okay.
enough.
Matilda
So
needs a
what if
whole
there was-
thing.
What if there's an erotic image with a comic-styled thought bubble and something dirty written in there? Would that get you?
I'm horny.
No, so when I say image, I mean like I need either the person who sent the image to me to write things to me,
Oh boy.
or I would want to have like a story alongside it. If, for example, I'm reading, what do you know, like if it's an online novel, fan fiction, whatever. Regardless,
that's a lot.
something else.
Yeah, no.
Toxic
all,
really would read the
Well,
Playboy
that's
article.
actually kind of similar to what like I don't personally like read these, I guess, but like my sister is really into like adult visual novels, as she calls
Yeah.
them.
Oh, yeah,
boy.
visual
50
novels,
Shades
that
of
does a
Grey,
lot.
baby.
I only started perusing. I like that word they used before, Mike. Those visual novels. Like I like the idea of those.
Who got you into dirty adult novels, Matilda?
A sweet female friend of mine, actually. I haven't really gotten to really indulge in it yet because I've been so busy with university and stuff. But like, I've been like tiptoeing towards it. If that makes sense. Like I've been looking at it a little bit, but I haven't gone through one entirely.
One of the main things my sister says about them though is that they're all male focused, which kind of is unfortunate for her.
That's
Well,
oh, so it's a girl who actually got me into this. So I guess it might be. I don't.
Or she hasn't found the right ones, I guess.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to advise her on that. That's a kind of bit weird. That's a bit brother.
This is what you should
Yeah.
this is what you should be jerking off to.
Yeah, it's like,
Yeah.
you know, I'm not going to really delve into
Yeah,
that.
Okay,
but
the
that's a
reason
you
why I'm
problem.
surprised, the reason why I'm surprised is because the ones I've been recommended and the ones I've seen are like all boys. Like you open it and it's just like a game with a bunch of handsome men, and I'm like, yeah, give me that, you know, like.
Wait, is it? It's gay adult novels what you're reading?
Oh no,
Like
the main
Yahweh?
character's a woman.
Oh, okay.
The main character's a woman, a girl that you would play, and then there's a bunch of men. But there are a lot of trash ones out there, like a lot where it's just, oh, this is curious. And there was one
Well,
that I
it's because
started.
it's not mainstream, right? Like, there's no.
Yeah. It's not mainstream stuff. The kind of things that I.
Yoji says it's a gangbang novel.
I mean,
a novel.
Matt, what did you just do?
I mean that could be nice, I guess. I don't know. Like it's not real life, you know. It's whatever. It's fantasy.
Like a reverse harem. Is that what it's like?
Gangbang novel. What an interesting.
Hi, Kate.
What a novel
Matt,
concept.
stop.
KG, recommend Matilda your
pun.
favorite gangbang novel.
Whispering Willow of Withered Tree.
It can also be an autobiography.
Right, so I have not heard about the kind of thing Mud mentioned. Last thing, like what she's saying reminds me of porn servers. Sometimes some people will post an image and then make their own story to it. Basically, it can
Oh,
be hot.
Matilda, you
I
used to jerk off to those the Discord servers, right? Like naughty Discord servers.
No, you were talking about RPG, like
Oh yeah,
erotic
that's what it is.
role-playing. Yeah, so it's a little bit different. It's like don't just read what someone else wrote, and I'm like, oh, nice story they made for themselves there. Boy, I like their idea of what they want to happen to themselves. Like I do. I'm sorry, but it's different if like erotic roleplay. It's like you put your character or yourself into that situation. It changes things a little bit than just the idea of someone else doing something with someone else. I suppose like when it comes to porn, which I don't watch a lot of, I guess you watch a video with other people in it, but you often would imagine yourself as that person or as someone in that video, I guess. Or in
Oh, I
that
see
That's
what's
why.
happening.
That's why POV porn exists, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's one of my go-tos. POV.
Yeah.
Everybody who doesn't know, that's point of view.
Matilda writes fan fiction where she's Geralt getting slammed by the monsters.
I've never written I know I should be careful. I didn't remember what I wrote when I was 13.
Oh my
but-
god.
You probably should
He's
talk
got
about
it.
that
No.
on the podcast or ever in public.
No, okay, listen. Everything back then, if I did write something, it would have been incredibly vanilla. I wasn't all that.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I certainly
Um,
hope so at 13.
Yeah, she's
Jesus
probably on a
Christ.
list somewhere.
Oh, come on. You guys are. You're men. Like, I
Well-
bet you started pretty damn early being interested in things, weren't you?
I used to
Yeah,
ERP on VR chat. What's ERP?
Ooh, I
Erotic
can't-
roleplay.
I
Oh.
cannot imagine that on VR. chat.
If you see anyone write ERP anywhere, it's erotic roleplay. So yeah.
It's
Oh.
also a town in the Netherlands.
Do you do
Yeah.
on voice chat? So you got to do a voice. Oh, hang on.
Oh, look at me, I'm a scary monster, Geralt. Take those leather pantaloons off. Or else. I'm the demon monster Kevin Spacey.
Actually,
Toss
my-
a coin to you.
Toss a coin up my butt cheeks. I'm 32 and I still haven't started writing pornography. I reckon Tildy
That's a whole
has.
different level of sad. Like 32 and I haven't written a single porn.
I reckon Tildy has read Dick Fight Island. Have you read that,
So-
Matilda?
I am not sure I know what you're talking about. What is it?
Dick Fight Island? You're gonna have to Google that. I believe it's
Nah,
Yahweh.
I haven't heard about that one. I gotta be honest. But what I meant, Dancy, it's basically I'm not talking about the age that you started writing or drawing or anything that might be sexual. I'm talking about the age where you started being curious about things that you didn't have the answer to, like what things that
Like aliens.
I guess, but I mean, like
Related.
I meant sexual activity, like pleasure and stuff. So
Bigfoot jerking off.
like when did you discover that you could jerk off, right? That kind of thing. I'm talking about like that sort of curiosity, which in a sense is sort of it's something that's innocent in a way when you think how do you say that innocence? It's like someone who
Naivete?
is
Puberty.
11 or 12 might be curious about some things and
Yeah, naivete.
you're like yeah.
Avatar.
yeah, exactly. So that's what I meant. Like I don't know what I wrote when I was 13, but at that point I was definitely curious about sex, like super curious.
Yeah, you were vanilla as fuck. Other than a bit of
Incredibly
reggae.
vanilla.
You should
Yeah.
see Earthbound's diaries. Not vanilla.
I was vanilla for a long time.
Until she met
for a
this
long time.
Colombian guy with a big hog.
No, like so my
It broke a
thought,
jaw.
Yeah, that's
my
right.
thought-
Yeah, I forgot her jaw
No,
was
no, no,
broken.
no, 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 no. That was like my first. My first
Oh, I'm sorry. It wasn't the Colombian that broke her jaw with his giant cock. It
Yeah.
was her first boyfriend.
It wasn't even that big. I just didn't know what to do at the time.
Just open
How
wide.
the fuck do you know stuff?
Just fucking just gag on it.
Like, okay, so I can tell you, like, I don't think my boyfriend's in here at the moment. I guess he's not. But, like, I used to work at a library. I don't know if I told you, but I used to work at a library. And like Google, you can just go around and read stuff. And of course, there's like a bunch of sexual education type of books. All like, there was an entire area just for that. So sometimes I would look at stuff, and I would also like check things out online, Google stuff, whatever. And how the hell would I know how to give a blowjob? Like the first time I did it, like, how the fuck, Like, yeah, you get the simple parts of it. But yeah, like that first ex of mine, or rather the ex I had, who I started my sexual ventures with, like the first time I had sex, he would blame me for cheating because I got better at doing things. Like,
Oh, wow.
I must be cheating because I did something better.
Oh, I see.
And I'm like,
Sounds like
I'm
a
just out here
psychopath.
reading and like trying to do stuff that
I
are
like
being,
the idea of
like recommended.
I like the idea of teen toxic practicing at the library.
Like, what the fuck?
She's got a book in one hand and she's like she's pantomiming masturbation, jerking off in the other. She's like, work the
Planning
balls.
to take bananas to work. for
Yeah,
lunch.
yeah. She's gagging on an eggplant and like she's working the pretend shaft while taking notes, like in a study montage in a fantasy film. She's got all the scrolls open.
Nah.
She's mixing potions together.
It's kind of a funny, a very aesthetic imagery you're painting there, actually.
Well, that's how I imagine how everything goes in Denmark.
Oh, that's nice. I wish it were, to be fair. ERP on VR chat is fun because you can use voice. You can also use physical since it can track your body, etc. I guess that only goes if you have like the stuff you need to do physical things, like hand trackers and so on.
Oh.
But you can also sync certain toys to your avatar. What? Seriously? Is that a thing? Sync your toys to your avatar or to the other person to control so it feels it. Whoa.
I did not
Sorry, I
know
was
this.
making hot chuckies. It took a while to come.
I didn't know you could do that.
Next thing you
Neither
know,
did I.
The art check got
There's a
fucking
VR
real.
setup.
What the
I
fuck?
Okay, so I used to be on VR chat, but I don't have VR headset or anything. So like at some point it stopped being interesting when you just open a screen and you look at stuff. Like it's not fully immersive. But I didn't know you could sync toys to that.
Well, now you can.
I can't imagine that. But like a friend of mine also does like they go to what they call raves on VR chat, and I'm just like, yeah, sure, but you're still just dancing in your home like a fucking idiot. Like,
Well, now they're also
I don't
now they're
get
getting digital BJs.
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh.
right. Like fuck.
They're,
Like
they're
this is.
attached,
I-
they're
yeah.
attached to
I
the
can't
front.
imagine it. It's not for me. I don't think. But
Earthbound likes to do his rave sex in person. In the
Yeah, well,
bar.
he's old fashioned that way.
yep, I guess so.
Yeah, when Earthbound is banging some rave whore in the porta potty, he likes the smell of feces in there to really get him over the top.
Hey, give him more credit. He treats him with class and brings him back to his Volkswagen.
But yeah, my van.
Yeah, you're fan. Ignore the buckets of candy.
You want a lollipop? I've got plenty.
I give them to all the.
Matilda, have you ever consumed food stuffs while making love?
No, not. I haven't had the pleasure. So usually, I think like a
What,
couple
not even
years
whipped
back.
cream?
Strawberries?
No.
What about a hoagie?
What's that?
It's like a Subway sandwich.
No.
Molten
So-
chocolate that
No,
you
Subway
drip on your body
sandwiches
that
are
you can
real
eat
food.
off?
A bunch of. I haven't. Have I tried something? Hold on, give me a second.
She's got to think. That Colombian was probably feeding her empanadas.
No, I don't
Toxic
think.
has to think about her whole
Okay,
life.
so
before
as
she
far
gets
as I
it.
remember,
He's going
as
through
far
all
as,
the times the missionary and then
He's a
oh yeah, that
missionary.
was that one time.
as far as I remember, I have never added any sort of food stuff to sex.
Not
Because
yet.
I used to be at the mindset that honestly I love food and I love sex, but I prefer them separate.
For
And
now.
I still am of that mindset, but like something like whipped cream or like that
Yeah,
kind
but
of
like
thing,
you're
I
not,
guess I could add
you're
that.
not, you're not fucking swallowing down an entire pizza while you're having sex. It's like
No, but
She-
like so there's something like so there's like this Danish TV show called Nynne. And I guess it's also like you can watch it internationally as well. It's a little old, but there was like a sex scene in one of the movies or an episode, I guess, where they put pancakes on her boobs and that kind of thing. And let me just tell you, Danish TV stuff is so awkward, but like it's made to be awkwardly funny. So it's not, it doesn't feel that sexual, even though it's sex. It's just like awkwardly realistic and funny. So I just remember that pancake scene.
So are you saying you want
that,
Jan to eat pancakes off you?
no, I'm saying that wasn't really enough to make me feel that it was something I needed to try ever. Because it didn't feel sensual, you know?
What if there were special pancakes like chocolate chip?
Oh, so I mentioned chocolate
Apple
to Jan.
pancakes?
I mentioned it to him because speaking of visual novels, I played like a game that it's not all that sexual, but it's like a browser game called My Candy Love. And it goes from when you're in high school to you're an adult, and you can like try different things. So I played through the adult story a bit, and they had a Valentine event where you could unlock images of like the date you wanted to be with.
Mm-hmm.
And they would all do stuff with chocolate, and it was very aesthetic and very nice, and I was like, yeah, you know what, this could be fun. And I mentioned chocolate to Jan, and he was like, no, not gonna do that, way too messy. And
how
I'm like,
vanilla is
okay.
Jan?
Yeah, what a
I
snooze
think
fest.
he might. Okay, honestly, I think he might be more messed up than me. We
Oh.
had this discussion a good while back when we started dating, and he was like, I don't, because I told him like I don't think you know what's going on in my head, and he was like, I think mine is worse. And I still don't know because he won't let me see the porn that he watches.
Oh, that's fucked.
And I'm
Weird.
I'm so curious. I'm so curious. Like I cannot even. Like
I
I
would
send
show.
him so much shit. I show him so many things. Right? But
Yeah.
like I wanna know. Like I don't
Yeah.
care if it's messed up.
There's
Like
nothing
this
to be
is.
ashamed of. Like,
Exactly.
I want to see. Like I want to know. You know. I'm way too curious. Like it doesn't matter. I don't care how messed up it is, unless it's like illegal. But other than that,
Here,
like,
let's hack into his computer and see what pops up.
yeah.
Here, I'm looking up his search history. He's looking up something it's called dinosaur rape. I don't know what that means. That could go anyway.
Hi, Circa. No, so sure we talk about things, right? We do communicate and we do share what we are interested in, whatever. And he did say also that a lot of the porn that he does watch is not something that he would ever really want to do, I guess. Some of the stuff he watches, but it's just that.
What the fuck is this guy watching? He's like, I don't want to do this.
know,
He's like, I don't want
But-
you to dress
but-
up like a T-Rex.
Fun fact, I actually do have one of those inflatable costumes.
With a vagina hole for ready?
No, like it's
For
one I could
parties,
put
Mark.
on like a T-Rex thing, you know? You know, like
Wow, how do
No,
you
Are those big
either way.
inflatable
Where
ones?
would the air
So
go with
I
this
have
thing?
no clue if I am more messed up than he is.
The fact that he
But
won't show you his
believes he's more
porno,
messed up than me,
I think
right?
says something.
Right?
I would
Wait,
love
like,
to know.
It just makes me
Wait,
just makes me
this-
more curious. But
So
like
you've
again,
asked
I
to
would
see
never
it?
I would never share with you guys what it is if I ever do find
Sure,
out.
sure.
But I'm sharing with you guys that he won't show me because I've tried. It's we've been together for nearly 4 years now.
What
Like
if it's
in
Matilda? What
yeah.
if it's piss or shit?
Ooh, yeah. German
Maybe
shit.
that's what he's ashamed of.
piss could be worse, but
Yeah, it could be shit. You're right.
I don't know. Like it's difficult because
I
it's
knew a girl
difficult
into
if
piss.
something is like same. Like I knew a girl who was a couple years younger than me, and at the time she was underage when she was telling me and a friend group about it, and we were like, don't know if you wanna know these things.
Was she trying to discreetly get you to piss on her?
No, it wasn't. Luckily, I didn't know her IRL.
She didn't.
Stung by a
This
she,
is-
jellyfish.
she didn't try to get you to start calling her piss baby.
No, but I think she probably wanted others to call her that. I don't know. Like
Oh, boy.
I don't know. But like, so in a sense, I get it. Like there is something relieving about taking a piss,
Sorry.
right?
Fucking Jesus Christ. How
No,
dare
no,
you.
but like,
How dare you?
Oh, a lot of Mud says a lot of people like squirting but not piss. But squirting is
It
right.
literally
So
is piss.
squirting is
Yeah.
like no, yeah, part
Yeah.
of it is.
It's mostly
not like-
piss.
Yeah.
There's.
It's not 100% piss. There's some like non-piss stuff in there. Yeah, there's vaginal secretion in there as well, but also piss is a big part of it.
Probably.
I try to not judge, honestly. Because I like, Mike, I've been on like a MOBA ERPG porn type of Discord, etc. So like,
she's
and
a
I've
piss
also
bird.
been on Heel Sluts for a little, like a year or so.
What's that?
Observing.
What is that?
What's heel sluts?
Heel Sluts. I told you about this a good while back. Come on, Mike. This was when Overwatch was big, like back in 2000. I think back in 2016, 17.
That's where the heel
18?
sluts began.
Yeah, yes, it began sort of, I think it started with something like that. I don't know the beginning of it, but one of, like, the owner of the Reddit is a good friend of mine. So, I was looking into it, and it's sort of like a BDSM kind of thing, so it's not all that different. But the type of people on that Discord, like at this point, I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to call myself all that kinky, because the type of things people were into, like
Real freaky
just-
stuff.
like
You still
yeah.
haven't told us what heel sluts is.
Oh, sorry. So heel sluts is pretty much what you might think it is. It's like fetish or kinks around gaming, like healing. For example, let's take Overwatch
Oh,
as an example.
I thought like
you know?
heel was in the back of your foot. I was
Yeah.
like so confused.
Yeah, I thought it was
Wait,
pumps.
Oh no, healing, like heel sluts, like healing. Yeah,
Ah.
no, it has
Like-
nothing to do with
okay.
me.
Oh, like you're
We're talking like-
jerking off to Mercy.
No, it would be like Mercy. You might be playing Mercy and healing others, and then you might have like a tank you would call your daddy or whatever, or like you would call him
Oh,
your
Jesus.
tank dom or your DPS dom or whatever.
Wow.
So there would be
Yeah.
like different kinds.
Yeah, but the weird
Sometimes
stuff
the
being in
healer
corporate
would be the
offices is a problem.
the dominating person who would be like, I'm not gonna fucking heal you unless you start playing better. That kind
What
of
is
thing.
Junkrat considered? He's
Isn't he like a DPS player?
Yes.
Power bottom.
Yes.
very much so.
So yeah, so I
Or
think a lot
bottom.
would be like DPS would be like Reaper, DPS Dom types, or
Ah.
like, and I'm talking about like when it started, because a lot of things changed since then, and of course people started doing these things with other games as well, and things branched out a lot. So I can't say for sure that things stayed the exact same as it was back then. But like the type of people, like the girls were a rarity on that server. Like there were some, but there weren't a lot. So I mostly just kind of didn't say that I was a girl when I was in there. I just had a
You-
name
you butched it up?
and like a male avatar.
What's up, boys?
I was like when you came in there, you would have to choose a role that would be like, what was it, like a sub, dom, or switch, or what was it, a healer, something, or a switch? And I just wrote switch because I was like, those were the people who got the least attention. Were the ones titled switch, because people were like, they either really, really want someone super submissive or someone super dominant. And I was like, I'm not here to really do much. I'm just here to be fair, just observe and play with my friends
Explore.
who are in here. Yeah, so I was like, I'm just gonna, slide under the radar.
Until it just wants to jerk off in peace.
Thank you. People were doing it publicly in that server. Like, you could go into a voice channel and there'd be someone doing stuff and like 20 other people listening in. Like, that was, I don't know.
Wow. Do you wait? So you were hanging out listening to people jerk off on the
You
Discord?
could do that at the time. Like, if someone wanted to do it and it was okay to do that, like that kind of thing. Like, yeah, Mud was in that server. All right, yeah. And I'm not saying, I don't think there's anything bad with people wanting to do this necessarily.
No.
But there were a lot of things that could happen. Like, you have to be sure that someone wasn't secretly recording shit and that kind of thing. Like that could be, and also I think the mods in there were in trouble having to like really make sure that people were not underage in that server, because some people were caught being underage, and you could
How do you catch somebody?
be underage and that kind. It's super difficult.
Yeah.
Like it's if people don't give some sort of like, I think at times they would have to like double check if they heard someone in voice channel who sounded a little bit too young, maybe. For example.
But what you're saying sounds more like exhibitionism than. Like,
Yeah, lots of exhibitionists in there.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
It sounds like it's a
according-
combo of a bunch of different fetishes all at one.
Yeah,
you know?
yes, yeah. Like people, but I'm not saying everyone was into that specifically. Like some people were just into being with one other person and doing like things with that one other person. Like you didn't have to do stuff with like an entire crowd there. But like, yeah. I actually joined but didn't talk to anyone there, lol. Oh yeah, I get it. I did talk to people there. I was in the what was it, like the Overwatch channel a lot, and I spoke about the game a lot with people. And I did have some pretty good conversations with people regarding the game. No, because the server wasn't like only like porn stuff. Like there were channels just.
How do I be a
talking about the
Reinhardt
game.
main? Meanwhile,
I just-
you know,
I just
while somebody's
can't imagine
jerking off
any-
in the background.
It was okay. So that was like it was like a brief part of my life. Oh damn it, Mike.
Damn it! I don't remember the fucking. I
doesn't
haven't. God damn it!
Here we go again. Hey,
Yeah, that goes on while you're asking how to fucking. What are some healing strats for a mercy main?
use your special.
I just can't imagine erotic roleplay online. Like, even like.
Let's talk about healing.
Well, I mean, okay, so ERP. So I noticed people having different perceptions of what ERP is and what ERP entails.
Is that where
Like
you
Mud,
can see
like
the
what
future?
you, like what Mud mentioned regarding ERP. God damn it!
No, this is. I'm trying to recreate the atmosphere of you being in Discord having a serious conversation
Thanks.
while somebody's
I'm
masturbating.
I'm feeling right at home, Mike. Thank you so much.
So who's your main? Oh boy.
Oh shit! I'm so happy I'm not the one making that sound. I am okay. So
So you're saying you
ERP
could?
She's saying she does. I think.
I'm not saying I couldn't.
Yeah.
Uh, so like there's the ERP on VR channel, I guess, VR chat, sorry, where you do like over voice and also just voice ERP. For me, ERP is something you do written, and ERP is something
Oh.
you do with a character. Like it's not something where I would put myself in that position and say, "Ooh, I'm ERPing." Like then it's more like ERP sexting if I'm putting myself in
can't
there.
I can't
So
even
that's
imagine
different.
that.
Have you never sexted anyone?
I've never sexted. No.
Whoa.
I don't
Right
get
in
it.
front of him. He's gotta
That's-
have that visual.
Oh, there's not a lot of people.
Like
I know who have
I
them.
can do like a little bit of dirty talk, but then I just get bored and like, okay, yeah,
Like
well,
some banging.
just wait until I get home.
I'm pretty good at. I'm
Yeah.
pretty good at the dirty talk sexing. I'm not great,
Yeah. So
but I'm pretty good.
yeah, nice,
Pretty
nice.
good.
So like that, like I find there's a big difference to me. Like ERPing is something I could do with someone who's not my partner, but I could never like sext or put myself into the position if I have a partner and writing this with someone else. Like, and if I do at this point where I'm in a relationship and I'm like, not sure it's something I would really delve into the same way as I used to do back when I was single. If I do it now, I would do it more seriously with a character, and probably also on an actual roleplay website where you create a character and you don't put like anything to do with yourself in that situation. Like
Would
you can
Jan
write a
allow you to
book.
do that?
I think I spoke with him about this a good while back. Maybe. I don't know. Like at this point, I would prefer it to not be pure ERP. I would prefer to do role playing, like RPG, written RPG, and just if there was sex involved, it would be because it had something to do with the story, and not like I wouldn't go in there purely just to write sex stuff with people.
Right.
And I did that back then because I wanted to get better at writing. No kidding. I wasn't
Oh,
really
sure.
touching myself to it. Not saying I didn't get horny at times, but there were some people who were so bad at writing, like there was no way I could at all get horny. And then there were other people who wrote insanely well, and there's a difference in that.
First, she has to accept Jan's love of clown porn.
Clown porn.
It's gotta be something like that.
I mean, I understand if you like Harley Quinn.
That's
No,
not
no,
right.
no. We're talking Ronald
That's not
McDonald.
clown porn. No.
Yeah.
Matilda, put on these big shoes.
Yeah.
Oh no. I have
Here, I'm
small
gonna put
feet.
this red nose on your clitoris.
You ready to blow bubbles?
Where would you put it?
Just hanging off that big old thing.
On your clitoris.
How
you
would
just
how
said
would
so.
it how would you make it stay?
I've always assumed that your clitoris was as big as a child's thumb, so I just put it right on there.
Wait, what? Okay.
That's what
well,
Earthbound
whatever.
told me. All Danish women has got their small penises for clitorises. That's what he said.
Yeah, no, that's true.
How many Danish women have you been with, EB?
I've never been with a Danish woman.
He would never degrade himself like that. Are you kidding me?
Don't
Scared him
stoop
away.
that low. Come on, man.
Oh shit! Oh man. Good damn.
Beware
What
of
a
the,
band.
the Danish penis clit.
I like those wings that you're drawing, Mike. Looks good.
Yeah, no, but like in Netherlands goes around that Danish women actually have teeth in their vagina, so I'd stay away from that.
Teeth,
Oh,
fangs.
What the fuck?
I think
Like an
there's a
old
horror
folk
movie
tale
about
you
that.
tell children.
I
Yeah.
really don't like the Danish, man. I don't know why. We just don't like it.
He's like,
I mean,
beware.
This first step is admitting it.
He's like, the horns above their vagina is covered by their pubes. Make sure she's
There's-
fully shaven.
It's a
there
beast
is like
waiting to
a
consume.
horror movie. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, sure.
Oh,
Vagina
yeah.
dentata, aka teeth. You guys have never seen Teeth? It's a yeah. Yeah, she's got pussy teeth.
I've seen clip. Didn't need to actually watch the entire thing.
Matt, when are you gonna review
How
it?
you think it would? You know, that's actually a good fucking question. You
I'd
should.
hop on for that review. Vagina
think I've ever
dentata,
reviewed
yeah.
Like,
Bandsy knows.
The best scene is that towards the end, when after the deed is done, she just stands up and it falls. Fucking. Good times.
Good
Vagina
times.
teeth.
Vagina teeth. I feel like I've got that movie from Blockbuster. That was like it was that long ago.
It was. I'm old.
We are old.
Yeah, I man, I loved working at Blockbuster. It was fun. For a while.
I never had the what's the word I'm looking, the honor to work at Blockbuster.
Yeah, we were all degenerates. It wasn't an honor. It was just fun. Fucking free rentals. You work. Your whole job is to make sure you don't fuck up the register. It's not a hard job. Hey man, what do you recommend? Fucking this movie. Get away from me.
Bad
I see
writing.
I'm busy doing nothing.
50 Shades got made into a movie, says Yo Jimbo.
It did.
Toxic, you ever read
Free
50
movies.
Shades?
I read some of it, but I couldn't really get into it. I did watch the movie though, the first one.
I heard it's horrible. The all of it.
The movie I fell asleep within the first 15 minutes when I watched it, and then I tried watching it again a second time because I was like, I really should try and watch it, and so I did, and I was like, it's
Not
not terrible.
Not
Like,
titillating?
It works as a movie. Like it's pretty, you know, but I don't know. Like I tried reading some of the book and it wasn't for me, but it clearly was for a lot of other people considering how well it sold. And
Old
it's
women.
not like
a lot of housewives.
yeah, definitely. I think a lot of like housewife. I was about to say middle-aged women, but again, there are a lot of housewives or just women in. I'm pretty sure like women in their 20s liked it as well. Like people who may not know much of BDSM in the first place. I didn't, of course, but like I've had enough people in that scene telling me about how wrong it is.
Yeah, same.
Especially if it's
Oh, yeah.
people's first like experience of that kind of thing, and then they want to delve into it after reading or watching and finding out that it's not how you are supposed to do things.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
it can mess you up.
Hey, John
I
Amore.
have-
Hey, John.
my wife did force me to watch the first movie because she read the books. The whole story is like it's got nothing to do with BDSM. It's an abusive relationship.
Oh,
Like he's like a piece of shit.
is
Oh
there?
yeah, but so
yeah.
yeah, my mom read all of the books. I think. By the way, just throwing that out there.
The pages
she
are
told
stuck
me
together.
because she told me because I asked her about like how terrible the guy is and like how she just is sort of strung along in at least the first movie because I haven't watched the others, and she said she looked at me and made a look at me and said, yeah, but she gets pretty bad as well, like in the future, like it's sort
Oh.
of like it starts shaping her as well, so she also becomes
So
I
he's
guess
even more of a
possessive.
douchebag because
She-
he corrupts her.
Yeah, but like the same way as I think in the first movie, it's explained that he's basically been corrupted by another woman, which is
Oh.
the reason why he doesn't want to be submissive and that kind of thing, like why he wants to be dominating because the woman who corrupted him was dominating and that kind of thing. So it kind of sheds a little bit light on that as well, but it just romanticizes it so much that you don't really see like the small hints at the issues. And
Cycle of
as
violence.
as I have not watched or read like the next books in the series, I don't know how much you really like how much is said about that. Maybe one day I'll be like, I should read it for fun. But it's not gonna happen anytime soon. I have too many good books to read that are actually good books.
Yeah, not Twilight.
To
fan
anyone
fiction.
On top of university books.
Oh yeah, but like I'm done with reading university books now. So
Well done, Matilda.
yeah. I read fantasy, but I am going to delve into spicy fantasy books at some point. I'm very much looking forward to that. So I will be so happy to tell you all guys all about it.
About sex
when I do.
fantasy. How does that?
Yes.
Does it work like I think it does?
Like when I say spicy fantasy books, it's like fantasy stories, but with sex. You know, like with sex that's more than just like a page of, and then we became one under the moonlight, blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
That's it. But like we're talking spicy, I think.
Full descriptive.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which
wouldn't care about that.
so fun fact, I reread like I had a vampire phase as so many other
You don't
teenage
say.
girls did. Yeah. When I was like 12, 13, 14-ish. And of course I read Twilight, but I read a lot of other fantasy like vampire books as well. One of them called House of Night. And
Full spice, right?
I reread the first book earlier this year because there's like a shop in like close to where we live, you know, like where you can buy used books and stuff for like a super cheap. And there's like a blowjob scene in like one of the first chapters.
And that's how
like,
you
what the
learned.
fuck? How did?
It's full circle.
How the heck? But no, like it's not super descriptive. It's done in like a way that it sort of shields it if you're kind of young, but if you're old enough, you get it.
And this is why Matilda's first lover thought she was cheating. She read how a wizard performed a BJ on a goblin, and she learned all these tricks.
Man, I wish. Teenage girls are crazy about vampires. Hell yeah. But I'm not, like, I didn't just have a vampire phase, I also had a werewolf phase. And it didn't help that I worked at the library. Like,
Did
I
you have a
had full
zombie
access.
phase?
Honestly, I think I read a lot of zombie things at one point as well. Like, but that was more manga stuff because I got very interested in the horror aspect. Whereas the vampire and werewolf kind of thing was more like, ooh, I like the romance in these things as well.
Are you gonna?
But I did read like the original Dracula and that kind of thing. Like I did go like full on when it came to like these methodologies. Like I wasn't just reading stuff for romance because I got super interested in like methodological creatures. Is that how you say it?
That's close enough. Are you gonna
Yeah.
make Jan dress up as Count Dracula for lovemaking?
No. No. I
What
don't.
about Alucard?
Oh, but he did do like a really good Snape cosplay.
Did you guys bang while he was in
Oh, yeah,
cosplay?
that would get you going. I bet that would get you going.
Seriously, like it suited
No,
him, like a
Severus
young
would.
Snape. Yeah, like young Severus Snape. What was the last one you asked about? Alucard? Oh
Yeah.
hell
Yeah,
yeah!
Alucard.
Oh hell yeah! Oh, I
thought
would
as
love
much.
that. I
I
love
thought
that.
as much.
I
Put the
haven't
blonde
actually
wig on.
haven't made him watch. He hasn't watched Helsing. He's only watched Helsing Abridged.
I was more talking about Castlevania. but
Castlevania.
That works.
Oh, yes, that Alucard as well. Sorry, both of them are pretty cool. Like Alucard from Helsing has amazing style, like great glasses and stuff, and had like yeah. Excuse me. Like I said, vampires. I like. Yeah.
My ex was really into some kind of like vampire hunter sex kind of novel.
Oh,
What was it
interesting.
called? She had me pick up the books, and I always was like, no, it's not for me. It's not for me.
EB's getting side
I
eye
didn't.
at the bookstore.
Well, I was a lot younger back then, but like I was like what, early 20s?
Matilda's gonna make Jan dress up as Black Pete while he goes down on her.
And it comes full circle.
When she will too be Black Pete.
So tell us something about the piece you're drawing, Mike.
Oh.
Speaking of
That's boring.
speaking of vampires, she got bat wings.
She's got bat wings because I guess she's some kind of vampire. Today's Inktober prompt is that. So, you know,
Well, she's got to be the cutest bat.
she's a bat and bat wings, and yeah, that's it. I wish there was something more to it, but there ain't. And John, are you doing Inktober this year? John's too busy for Inktober. Hashtag Black Pete. I was prime puberty when Interview with the Vampire came out. I see there's a remake, but I don't know if I can watch it. I need that cringe to stay in my past. Yeah, Anne Rice turned on a lot of ladies to want to fantasize about banging vampires. This is the generation before yours, or 2 generations prior to you. Anne Rice was doing that.
Yeah, I read Interview with the Vampire as a book. Again, I worked at the library during my vampire period, so like I read a lot of old stuff as well. I made Jan watch Interview with a Vampire, like the old movie.
It's a very homoerotic movie.
And he was like,
It is.
"Wait, no, is that Brad Pitt? What?
That's right.
With that wig?" And I forgot who was playing the main characters. So, but honestly, the movie is good. Like it's like even though you say it's cringe and you want it to stay in your past, it's actually
It holds up.
honestly it's pretty. I think it's pretty good actually. I do understand like part of it that could use sort of like a remake, and I think
It's a little
could
dated.
work. It's a bit dated, so I think it could work with a remake. But I'm also afraid of what they would do with a remake.
Yeah,
if that
because
makes sense.
you
Like,
know, remakes have
like
not
sure
been
we
great.
do like there are some like racist sort of things in it, but it makes sense. Like Lestat is a white AF vampire,
Yeah,
and if you consider like the timeline where the first movie starts or book starts, it's like
yeah. Isn't
it's
Lestat a
meant
slave owner?
it's meant. I think not Lestat himself, but like the other character whose name I completely forgot again, but looks great.
Louis?
Does have slaves. Yeah, Louis has slaves.
Louis has slaves. Yeah.
He's like an owner of like a huge thing, but he sort of loses himself because of his wife's death.
Yes.
And he doesn't really want to do anything anymore. He just kind of wants to die. And
Yes.
then he meets Lestat, who's like, "Let me give you a taste of death."
Yeah, let me give you a
And
taste
then
of
he
this
goes-
vampire cock.
Yeah, and then he's like, "You sure you still want to die, or do you want it to stop?" Like, yeah. And then he turns him into a vampire, and Lestat basically is a horrible vampire, like human being and vampire. He's not a human being, but he's terrible. And And I actually think the story is quite interesting. Like, it is, like you said, very homoerotic. Again, something I think might be difficult to recreate in the same way, unless, like, you find the right type of actors to play out and have some, like, a good screenwriter for it.
I'll be right back, guys.
Because it is dated, and the story itself is dated. But yeah, I liked
I'm
it.
gonna hop on out too because I have some chores to take care of.
All right,
Oh,
do
no,
your
wait,
chores.
what? Like 9 p.m. So late.
Yeah, well, I mean, I just realized I still need to do my laundry. I don't have work clothes tomorrow, so.
Uh-oh.
God damn.
The life of a single man. Oh wait, I have laundry to do. Fuck. All right. Please.
Later. I have a Chinese lady do my laundry, Matilda.
Seriously? Damn.
Yeah,
How lucky.
I drop it off the laundromat because I'm lazy.
We have a place where you can do laundry as well, but no one does it for you. You have to do it yourself.
Yeah, no, we have laundromats like that here, but you know, lazy.
Yeah, Jan was doing laundry today. I can't really do shit currently with my ankle. Like, I can do a little bit more, but I still walk around in crutches, so.
Shit. How long are you gonna be on crutches for?
Until I can support myself on my ankle without it hurting, I'd say. So maybe not that much longer. Like, I'm going to give it this week as well, because I messed up after hurting myself, and so kind of like put too much weight on my foot anyway, instead of relaxing. So I think I kind of messed up the entire healing process in the beginning. I'm sure it'll be fine at some point. But I don't know when.
All right, let's wrap this drawing up. These Inktober things aren't supposed to be that involved. They're supposed to be quick in and out. Yes,
yeah,
Matilda?
I tried delving into Inktober when you said it. I was like, yeah, okay, sure, I'll try. And I was doing one of the first prompts, I think it was gargoyle, and I was like, yeah, I'll just find a random Google image. And the first drawing I tried making, I was like, what the fuck is this horrid creature that I accidentally tried creating? And so I think I tried 3 times, and the third time I was like, well, it sort of looks like the image I was trying to draw. So lucky for me, gargoyles are meant to be ugly, so kind of a win-win, you know? Like, this one could be worse.
I guess it could be worse. I will say though,
Yes?
I did not like, and I still don't like that first prompt. The official Inktober prompt this year for the Inktober Fest or whatever you want to call it.
Which one is official? I don't know which one is
Well,
the official one.
Jake Parker is the name of the artist who first started doing Inktober. So it's his baby, right? He owns the trademark. He's Mr. Inktober.
Is that the one with Bat today, or?
Yes, exactly.
So you weren't a big fan of the gargoyle one?
No, just like the
Right.
gargoyle and scurry, like those are the
I don't know
first 2
what
days.
scurry. Yeah, I don't know what scurry is.
Like I don't know what
so-
that means in context to Inktober. So it was just, but like it's not even like a fun word. And also, how the fuck do you draw scurry? I guess like there's a bit of a challenge to that.
Tomorrow's
just not fun.
scallop. I don't know what
Scallop.
the scallop is.
Isn't a scallop a kind of fish? I don't know, but whatever it is, the prompts are ass this year. So I went and I found a bunch of other prompts.
Yeah, I was just looking through all of them when I chose one, and I was like, I don't know what spotted is, because the only thing I can think of is spotted dick, which is a British dessert, and I was like, yeah, don't know about that. And then stare, and I thought my eye skills are not good enough that I can do that. And then the anime one that Bale came with, I was like, great. I love drawing anime.
Yeah, hell yeah.
But yeah.
I don't even. I have you watched that anime, the one that Bale was talking about?
Yes, I love it so much.
Nobody.
I've been
I haven't
reading
seen
it as
it.
well.
I haven't seen it yet,
It
but everyone's
I
talking about it.
recommend it. Yeah, I made my dad watch it too. So
Is it
it's
sexy
good.
at all?
I mean, your forger is sexy, like the assassin mom.
Yeah.
She's super sexy. And the art is like some of the animations in it are just like you expect something to be super simple, and then sometimes some things just go like very detailed. Like you can see where the budget is, right? I also think that the man or the father is handsome, like
Oh.
nice spy, and the daughter is well, like my profile picture is Anya, so I the like the brief gif that you see that's her, that's the daughter. So I'm like, I like it a lot. It's not often that I put like an anime character as my profile picture, but she has some great expressions. John says it's pretty steamy.
Yeah, yours hot. I'm looking forward to. I believe this week Mob Psycho comes out. However, much like Attack on Titan, I don't care for subtitles.
Right.
I don't
I
care
forgot
for
you were
subtitles.
gaming.
Subtitles are for plebs. Imagine reading while enjoying entertainment. Ridiculous. Reading is for poor people. So
Some of us read without really thinking about reading. Like we just kind of absorb the words. At least I do. Sometimes I ask Jan about it because I don't know if it's the same for him. Because I can relax pretty well watching anime or K-drama or anything where I have to have like subtitles, and I can be half asleep and still get everything that is being said. Whereas sometimes he might be like, it would be nice to have something where we don't have to, like, where it's not a different language that we don't like. I completely missed the sentence that I tried to say. It would be nice to have a language that we can understand, such as English or Danish, as the sound. Because I guess then you can look away from the screen, you know? Like, you can look away, you can do other stuff sometimes when you're also watching things. So I get it. Like, I've done laundry while watching anime. And it technically does not make sense that sometimes I look away because I don't understand Japanese. But it feels like I understand.
Jesus.
Does that make sense? Like it feels like I get it. So, yeah. But from that aspect, I kind of get it that you prefer dub, that you like to just not read.
Yeah, I'd rather just not have to read while I watch a show. So I've got to wait. I've got to wait until the dub comes out. Which
It's funny to me.
what?
Because
What's fun?
you speak English natively. Like it's just interesting to me that for you reading English would be as easy as listening to it. Because it is your language. For me, it's a second language. So even then it's kind of curious that I prefer reading with the dub rather than listening. If that makes sense.
Well, yeah,
Like,
it's easier to hear. For me, it's way easier to hear than read. And also, I'm able to multitask while doing it, which is
that part I
a
get.
benefit. Sometimes I do both. Sometimes I have the subtitles on and I have the dub on. Sorry for saying, but the ass doesn't feel right. The ass feels weird, right? It does feel off. I think it's the.
I didn't say it, but it almost looked like.
Yeah, it looks like her body's
like
backwards. You know what I'm gonna do?
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm gonna do?
Yes,
Hang on,
that's
hang on.
yeah.
I know exactly how to fix this.
I didn't want to say it because I was like, maybe
Here we
making
go.
this into an optical illusion.
I don't want to fucking redraw anything. So I'm literally just going to.
No, I get it.
I'm going to hide it. Cause yeah, I was.
The
listen,
ass crack is concave.
I was with you guys. I knew something was wrong, but I just couldn't figure it out. But actually, Banzi, I'm glad you mentioned it, because yeah, it felt like there was something wrong. So perfect. Banzi, if only. What'd John say? Oh, always here for you, baby. Yeah, that's how professionals do it. Now you might be saying, hey, but now now there's a bit of a tangent with the wings. And I'll say, yeah, there is. So let's just make the wing shorter. That's all. That's all we do to fix that. Not once. I'm sure John appreciates my workaround. My very lazy workaround. Yeah, that's fine. That'll do. Here's the other thing. This is an Inktober drawing. This has to be how do I phrase it? It has to be good enough. I like the concave butt more. Change it back. No.
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 But I like the concave. No.
No concave butt for you.
Speaking of bats, I finally watched Batman, like the one with Robert Pattinson. A little bit late, but
What'd you think?
my boyfriend isn't he doesn't really like Batman, like as a superhero or anything. So like, I had to wait until I got home, and both my parents were super hyped. They were like, "Yeah, we're gonna watch Batman." Okay, great. Good thing my parents are. It's just much more. It's much more nice to watch things like that when you watch it with people who are excited to watch it than people who are like, not really interested in the superhero or interested in the story. Like, I'll watch it with you, but like, so I prefer to watch things with people who are actually interested in it. I liked it. It was not at all what I expected, I have to admit. Like, I don't know what I expected, but I heard you guys talking about it a while back, and I was like, I get this is a different kind of Batman.
Yes.
And I do like that this is a very traumatized Batman we're talking about, like someone who is definitely not over his issues yet.
No.
I like that. I like it when when main characters are hurting. I like when they are in pain, and
Fucking
I
sadist.
also like. Yes, I love it. It's great, especially if I write the characters myself. Everything's gonna hurt. Everything's going to be in pain, and preferably everyone around them should die or be tortured. I don't know. Like, it's great. But I thought it was cool. Like, I liked the first, like, the bat cave. I love how the cave has bats and it's like, it looks like a cave in a sense.
You
I
like that
get
the
it.
cave has bats. Okay, that's fair.
But
Did you like the movie overall?
Yes, I do. I'm unsure if I will remember it all properly. Like, I don't know if it's a movie that's seared so much into my memory that I remember it. Like, there are some movies where I don't forget them, but then there are other movies, some superhero movies, where I just they sort of just, slide into the background. I don't remember all that much about it. This is kind of one of them. Batman isn't a superhero, he's a villain, right? But the guy playing, I guess there's no issue being spoilerino in here at the moment because it's been a while since it's out. The guy playing, what's the villain called in the movie? I forget.
The Riddler?
The Riddler. That actor. I
Paul
had
Dano.
goosebumps. Like, man, when his face was on the coffee table and he just kept smiling, I was like, bro.
Oh yeah, you like you some Dano? Do
Man.
you find him attractive physically?
No, like, I find him unsettling. Does that make sense? Like, he went
Yes.
so well in a role that's meant to be unsettling. Like, man, and I knew I had seen him somewhere before. and I thought, you know what, like this is, I wasn't expecting this casting at all, because I had seen like images of the Riddler on Google, like people drawing stuff, and it's like an old guy. And I thought, oh, it's probably some middle-aged dude. I don't know, man. Like, and then
And what your parents think?
my mom has a tendency to fall asleep during movies in the evening, and Batman was like 3 hours long. She did not close her eyes at all at any point. So safe to say, both my parents were very happy about it. The next day, my dad was like, "What are we watching tonight?" So I think, safe to say, I think they liked it.
Very nice.
Yeah, it's pretty
I
cool.
do wanna
Like
point out, Paul Dano
sorry.
is 38. So he's not
Yes,
exactly
right.
young.
No, right. I found out afterwards. I know
He
that
looks,
I said I
looks
thought
like
he
a
was.
baby.
He is technically. He looks like a baby. He looks like he's in his 20s. I don't know. It's confusing.
Good genes.
Yeah. Robert Pattinson looks great though. Like.
His muscles. Yeah.
Yeah, you like his muscles,
Yeah.
Matilda?
Yeah, and the
That's what I like.
suit. The suit was so nice. I loved the suit.
Are you physically attracted to Zoe Kravitz?
Robert Pattinson. Okay, so
Uh-oh.
okay, hear me out. So I don't know if you watched the newer Harry Potter movies, like the
Yeah,
Couple of Secrets. and
the
everything, yeah.
Grindelwald.
So she played Lita Lestrange in the second one,
Mm-hmm.
and I was not a fan of that character because it felt like she was pushed in there. Like I know that she had a story, but she wasn't. She felt so irrelevant. Like I know, like a big plot, like not in Batman, but in that one, and I was very like painted with like she's super cute, yada yada yada. But like, man. So when I saw her in this one, I was like, great. I want to see her in something different. She does have a little bit the same kind of vibe as Lita Lestrange does, like has some like dark secret in her like in her history, like something she's not proud of, something she doesn't like about herself, blah 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 blah, like the usual thing. But she did look good in that cat suit. And no, she did. And I was like, oh, nice. Please, more sexual tension between her and Robert Pattinson. It did feel a little bit odd at times, though. Like I did get the sexual tension,
Yeah.
and it did feel like she felt fleeting, like how I feel that Catwoman should be, like sort of fleeting. Like she shouldn't be in one place. She's not like the type of lady you would like settle down with, kind of thing. She did nail that. I don't know, like there were points where I'm unsure if I felt that she was too small for the role.
Like physically little.
Physically too little for the role.
Yeah,
like,
you know
like,
what?
yeah.
Agreed. She's real small for Catwoman.
Yeah, and it's not like I think she played it well. Like I get that she would, and also compared to Robert Pattinson in size, it made sense, right? If you compare the size to each other, like makes him seem even larger than he even is, because he's not a huge man as by any means.
How tall is he?
Make him look. That's a good question. Hold on.
I wonder how tall Robert Pattinson is.
Probably 6 foot, 6'1".
Yeah, I'd say that about that. Who do you think's taller, Robert Pattinson or Christian Bale?
Pattinson.
Pattinson is 2 centimeters taller than, and I'm sorry, it's because when I search height, it's all right. So here it says 6 foot and a quarter, 6 foot and a half,
So
something.
6 foot.
Pattinson, he's like a tiny bit taller than Bale. They are close to the same height.
But in Pattinson's bat suit, he's got those fucking 6-inch lifts. So
He's got
Yeah,
those
yeah.
heels.
I did. I think I giggled a couple times during the scenes with like when Batman was on set with like police folk and people were like walking around him like excuse me, and like oh shit, that was like a tall like bad dude in the middle of everything. We're kind of moving around him. I did find that funny. Like I
Yeah.
think it was just meant, like it was put there for like it was a little extra thing, but
You know, I think it's meant to
somehow it
be.
went really well.
I think it's meant to be uncomfortable and weird for everyone.
Yes,
Because
and
that's
I
that's
found
how
that
it plays
funny.
too. Yeah.
Yeah, it was uncomfortable and weird for everyone except that one. I forget everyone's names. I'm sorry. That one police guy who is like who works with Batman. Who works
Commissioner
with him,
Gordon?
sort of. Yes, Gordon. There we go. So he doesn't feel uncomfortable. He doesn't seem to be uncomfortable around Batman.
What about are
He
you
has-
physically attracted to Jeremy Wright, aka Commissioner Gordon, Black Commissioner
No.
Gordon?
No.
Jeffrey Wright.
Yeah, sorry,
No.
yeah, Jeffrey Wright. sorry.
I'm very attracted to Robert Pattinson, both as Batman and in other roles.
So you're not into the two black people in the movie. It sounds like.
I think. Let me think. I believe that Zoe Kravitz is super cute, and I think her face is insanely attractive. The thing is, I'm small. Like, I'm not a large woman, so for me, I like femme fatale women who are like, you know, a little bigger than me, maybe. You know, like women who can sort of, you know, like
Throw you
stroke my
around?
cheek. Yes, that kind of thing. But I do like smaller women, but like from a more lesbian perspective. I'm not saying I'm lesbian or bi. I don't know. I'm bi-curious. From that perspective, I would prefer someone who might be like a little bit more that. I
Matilda
do
wants a
think she
real
was well
top.
cast. I think she was well cast in the role. One of the reasons why I spoke about her size is also because of the motorcycle. And like 1 or 2 times in the movie, my mom was like, "Oh, that was definitely like
Not her.
not her on the motorcycle."
Yeah.
Like, because she could see like the shoulders there, it's way too broad, like that kind of thing.
That's
and
funny.
It might, yeah, because it's fun. And she said that she was like, "Oh man, those shoulders were way too broad to be the same person."
They
I
put a
was like,
big
"Oh,
woman on
shit."
a motorcycle. You're Zoe
or
Kravitz.
a man, actually. It might have been like a smaller man they put on instead. I don't know, but like regardless, it threw me off a bit. I was like, "Oh, shit."
John says police guy.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm bad at names. I'm bad at names.
What do you mean a tiny bit taller than Bale?
Who?
I don't know what she's talking about. Yeah, I think Bale's making a joke. Oh look, John did a joke. John made a meme. Police guy. Click the link in the chat.
Nice meme. Police guy. It's like, because I didn't remember names.
I mean, you're not
but
wrong.
I did not. Yeah, I
He's
didn't
police
think
guy.
about him being. Yeah, I didn't think about him being another race at all. Like, for some reason, these kind of things do not really bother me in these movies. For Catwoman, it didn't bother. Like, it's not the first time. Like, Catwoman doesn't have to be like a white lady or Chinese or whatever. Like, it doesn't really matter that much. She's sort of fleeting, and I admit, like, I don't know much of her like comic history, like of her background, as much as I do when it comes to like Batman's background with like his parents and stuff. And some things did throw me off a bit, like the mother being Arkham, like her last name being Arkham. And
I feel like that's real though. I feel like that's in the books. That
yeah,
yeah,
I bet it is.
I might
but
be
it
mistaken.
threw me off because I never thought that could be a thing. Like, I believe like the comics do make like different versions of the story occasionally and like change things up and so on. But like, it's not a bad idea. Like, it's pretty good. It threw me off because I wasn't expecting it. Because they was talking about his mother being Arkham and Arkham, blah blah blah, and suddenly they spoke about her being in Arkham or at Arkham, and I was like, what?
It's
Did I
like I'm
miss
going to
here?
get you, sucker. Zoom out a bit, and the woman has a mustache and is doing backflips. I'm gonna get you, sucker.
Great movie.
Yes,
I
Martha
like
is
the
an
movie.
Arkham. That's how Kate and Bruce are cousins on their mother's side. Look at this, Bale knows.
Oh,
Look at that fucking
thanks.
animal. Look at that little. If they were really woke, Jordan would have been a mixed black Asian pre-op trans. Yeah,
Damn.
Why don't we have that kind of representation? Huh, Matilde?
Good question. Good question. Oh, the actor for the penguin. That
The penguin is
surprised
trans?
me. No. The actor, the one who plays him.
He's not trans?
You know who plays
Colin Farrell?
No.
Oh.
But again, another actor who was in like the Fantastic Beasts, and I'm like, what? Is this just a rip-off? No, like not a rip-off. What I'm talking about, like a different version of
Oh, I see what
Fantastic
Matilda's
Beasts.
saying. Matilda's saying that she wishes Ezra Miller were also in the Batman movie.
Nah.
You told me you thought he was hot once upon a time, Matilda.
Ezra Miller? No.
No, you say you've never found him attractive? Never?
Ezra Miller? No, I'm.
Fibber?
No, like, I don't think. I think that Ezra Miller was or is very handsome in like a special way. Like he's
Like
not.
he's retarded.
No. Like non-conventionally in a sense. Like he has some features that are handsome, and then some features where you're like, this doesn't look like the typical person you would say he's handsome or looks good. Special him, like. No, okay, so. God damn it. Why are you asking me these things? And why are you asking me about controversial actors?
I want your hot takes.
That's it.
I want your
That's it,
Danish
that's really
takes.
hot. So I knew Ezra Miller from the movie
Perks of Wallflower.
Perks of Wallflower,
Because
which
Emma
I
Watson.
watched.
Do you think him and Emma
Yeah.
Watson banged on that set?
No.
Why not? What makes
I
you
don't
think no?
so. I think Emma Watson is honestly, if you look at her dating history, it seems like she pretty much avoided actors.
Oh.
If that makes sense.
What kind
Like,
of guys is she
has-
banging?
Like her current boyfriend, or I don't know if they have gotten married, is like I don't know if he's like a CEO or a businessman or something. Like she,
Oh.
like I think she was hurt a lot by the media as a teenager, and I think in general she would like to have stuff that's off media kind of thing. And let's just say that Ezra Miller is definitely someone who has loved the spotlight a lot.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, I don't think he would be the type that she would have a thing with if she did. So yeah.
Short buzz handsome. Don't they say that's ugly hot? Oh yeah, the kids do say ugly hot.
Oh, you spoke about this a while, but I still don't get it. There's ugly hot and then there's hot ugly, right? Or
I don't know if there's a difference.
oh,
Who's
There's ugly
Matt? Who's somebody that's ugly hot? Matt knows. Matt's a smart guy.
give me an example.
Are we talking like within Hollywood?
Yeah, Amber Heard.
Uh,
Well, she's ugly on the
mean-
inside.
yeah, that's the difference.
Yeah.
Like
There
I
are
don't
two
know if you're
differences.
Game of Thrones fan, Gwendolyn Christie.
Oh yeah,
Like
old.
they really do everything they can to make her look ugly, but she's actually pretty hot.
Yeah, she's not bad looking when you see her all dolled up. When you see her when
Yeah.
they're not butching her up to look like a man.
Yeah, like this scene where her and Jamie share a bath and she does a nude scene. It's like, wait, that's what's under the armor?
Oh man, I can imagine John Moore fucking Gwendolyn Christie just climbing up that giant white lady. Yeah, like
She's,
like a monkey
I just
climbing up
saw
a
her-
coconut tree, right? Right, Matilda?
Oh god. I just saw her in the Sandman because I started watching that.
Yeah, sure, Lucifer.
Yeah. I was like, oh wait, hold on.
Rum,
I know,
would
this
you
is-
let Gwendolyn Christie? Would you let her peg you? Are you still thinking about that?
Who was that question towards?
Yeah, it was to Matilda. Matilda, would you let Gwendolyn
that?
Christie peg you?
Oh, honestly, I'm a little bit more into women with darker hair, or red hair.
Oh. What if she wore a
there
Michael
are-
Jackson wig while she did it?
Hmm.
Fucking Matt, you threw me off, man.
I don't think she's. I don't think she doesn't tick my my bi-curious meter. She doesn't tick me all that like. But the
I'm gonna peg you.
Constantine girl, the Constantine girl. In
Somebody
Selma,
get Bubbles.
you know, like the dark-haired one who walks around with the Sandman, like Constantine.
Would you
I think she's
let?
called.
Would you let? Oh, that lady, the one, Jenna Coleman.
Yeah. Yeah, I was surprised because I know she played in Doctor Who, but I never,
Yeah.
like, I've seen her before, but I've never heard her speak. So her deep voice threw me off completely. I was like, whoa.
Yeah, she's pretty. She's
how,
pretty hot.
how are you?
that
How are
lady.
you tiny but with like a deep sultry voice? Like
So you
that
said
shit.
you said you let her peg you, Jenna Coleman.
I would want to have I would want to have sex with her. I don't know if I want to like be pegged, but I would want to have sex with her.
Would you
I wanna
let
kiss
her?
her
Would
somewhere.
you let her make love to you while Bubbles the chimp watched?
Who?
Oh my God! You don't know Bubbles the chimp? Michael Jackson's best friend.
No, I
Oh,
didn't see
boy.
her.
I'm pulling it up. Bubbles the chimp. Whoa! The browser reset.
Bubbles the chimp exclusively likes to watch.
I wonder if Bubbles the chimp has an OnlyFans. God, this monkey looks freaky.
Oh wait, no, you mean like pet monkey? Like the pet monkey?
How dare you? He's a great ape.
Sorry.
Here we go. Hang on, we've got a picture. Here's a picture of Bubbles the chimp. Bubbles, the strange life of Michael Jackson's chimp to become a stop motion movie.
Huh.
Yeah, we joked about Bubbles before. Because, Michael Jackson's animals. What happened to his Neverland Mad Menagerie?
Bubbles was definitely in love with Michael Jackson.
Hot dog factory for most of them.
Apparently, when it comes to, so I don't know if this is the case for all monkeys. I'm not going to say that, or apes for that matter. But apparently, it was something like if you like holding eye contact with
Yes.
them for a longer period is like saying I'm interested in
Yes.
you or I like you. So
And eye contact, as well as it also might be perceived as a threat, and also smiling to us is highly threatening to them, because to us you're smiling, to them you are baring your teeth as a form of challenge to them. Are you threatening me? Is basically what they're thinking when you start flashing those pearly whites. So don't do that.
So yeah.
John
I
did that
just learned these
once,
things the other
never
day.
again.
Oh boy.
Why is Bubbles looking like he's seen some shit in that first picture? He probably has, dude. We know what was going on in Neverland Ranch. Nothing good.
He's seen more than any of us should have.
Yeah, dude, Neverland Ranch was fucking Bubbles Vietnam.
Oh boy. All right, be right back.
I hate the MJ voice. Oh, god damn it, dude.
It is so beautiful.
Shit went down and the only witness can't speak English. Sign to us, Bubble. What'd you see? They drove him mad.
Right? If there was ever a time for like the brain scanning machines, it was then. What have you seen, Bubbles? What have you seen?
Bubbles, let us in. Show us what happened. What'd he do to Macaulay Culkin?
Nothing. I went over and I had some pizza. And everything was normal.
What'd he do to the Coreys? Both of them.
He didn't like the one because he doesn't know how to dance.
He didn't like the ugly one. You can't sleep in the bed.
Yeah. He said, "You're gonna be a drug addict." And he said, "No."
Get out of the bed. Go sleep in Bubbles' room.
Harvey Sheen called me. He said he wants to talk to you.
Here, drink this tiger blood.
Know whether to drink tiger blood or Jesus juice.
Bubble starts humping a baby monkey doll. Oh, brother. Bale. Bale, I haven't seen any Inktober coming out of you. I mentioned the Inktober challenge in the Discord chat, and Bale's like, "Ooh, I'm gonna fuck this up. I'm gonna really have at this challenge," and then nothing.
Totally not commit.
No commitment. No staying power. Bale, you're never gonna own a chimp with that attitude.
And if you don't own a chimp, who's gonna rip your face off eventually? Nobody.
Yeah, you're gonna have to hire a homeless person to rip your face off, Bale. Like a poor person. I wonder, with inflation, how much a bum would cost to fight another bum. Because when bum fights happened way back in the day, you know, it was the mid-aughts. Things were cheaper back then.
True, but the unhoused do not have the same expenses we do. First off, there's no car payments. There's no gasoline hikes for them.
True. What were they paying them? Were they just giving them money, or were they buying them stuff? Like, what were the bums using the money for? Yeah, I'll fight.
Oh, I think they'd buy them booze. They would give them money. It was, you know, the work. Like, sometimes they wouldn't pay them anything. They'd fuck them over.
See, I just assumed it was money for crack, which is, you know.
Probably. I mean, that and booze seems to be one of the biggest.
Pay for my hooker.
Yeah, I would never pay for a bum's hooker.
I feel too bad for the hooker.
Right?
Yeah, no, you don't
I
want
know
to.
you have a really shit job. I'm not adding to it.
Yeah, your horrible job is just about to get a lot worse, honey.
Mm-hmm.
It's about to get a lot worse.
Good luck, my dear. That hobo wants to fuck it.
Bale told me that
An unsensitive, unhoused wants to fuck you.
Bale told me that the hobos where he is, they're not regular, the hobos, they're gypsies, and he says their penises don't work like normal human ones. They work like dog ones. They're like lipstick that come out when they're aroused. And that's how you know when it's time to run from a gypsy. That's how you see the lipstick. Right,
Keep
Bale?
that in mind. Survival tips brought to you by Bale.
Premium Slav. Bale energy. Made from real gypsy.
Ooh.
I'm behind. I was drawing now, and nothing good came out of it. I think I've gotten rusty. I had 2 penciled versions of and day one, and it made me want to shove my style up your ass. Jesus Christ, this violence, man. No wonder the Balkans are like this.
Could be worse, man.
All right, hang on. Let's see. What are all right. This brought us close enough to being a bat, and I'm just tinkering with it. Let's see. What is tomorrow's prompt? We're just gonna keep on going. We're gonna try to get a bunch of these in the bag because we're lazy like that. Tomorrow's prompts are for day 4. Cosmic horror is 1. That's a good prompt. For the anatomy prompts, full heads. For those who want to practice anatomy. For Bale's little challenge, Lum from anime. Who the fuck is Lum? Anybody know? What's Lum? What's Lum, Precious? Panic. Panic is 1. That's a good emotion to draw, I'd say. Mushroom for the fantasy 1. Scallop, which I don't understand, and Mask. I think I'll be going with Mask tomorrow. Lum is a cat girl from anime. Mask. Should all right. I could draw a mask. Maybe I'll go You know what I'll do? Maybe I'll do creepy, like Eyes Wide Shut mask. Something like that.
What about like something from the Black Phone?
What's that? Oh, the Black Phone. Oh, with the,
That dude's mask is crazy.
that's a sick mask. How is that? Have you seen that yet?
Yeah, it's good, man. It's like it's part serial killer kidnapper movie, part ghost story. It's an interesting mix. It's good. I dug it. What's his face is really fucking good in it, man.
Ethan Hawke.
Yeah, he's solid in it.
John says, or Jim Carrey, The Mask.
Ooh, that's a good one too.
Smoking.
I'd be both would be good. Smoker. I haven't seen that movie in years.
I bet it's fucking horrible, dude. I bet.
That's my
You know,
concern.
yeah, no, I bet, watching it at like age 8 or whatever, you're probably like, this is the best movie I've ever seen. He should win an Academy Award. You don't even know what Academy Award is, but you're like, this guy, he's got it. He's got it all.
Although I do remember the bad guy being a bad guy in other movies that were more like adult movies.
Yeah.
Like he's one of the bad guys in that movie, Judgment Night, with Dennis Leary and Emilio Estevez.
Ooh, Estevez.
Emilio. But yeah, that was one of the big things. I mean, I will say, as a kid, when it gets towards the end and the bad guy puts on the mask, even as a kid, you're like, holy shit.
Yeah.
It's not good.
How does he beat the bad guy with the mask?
He ends up getting it off of him somehow. I think she tricks him, Cameron Diaz, because I think that was Cameron Diaz's first movie.
Mm-hmm.
And I think she tricks him into it. The dog puts on the mask at one point. I remember that.
The dog bangs Cameron Diaz at one point.
Greatest cinematography I've ever seen. Well, that's like, I guess Roger and Ebert, when Ace Ventura came out, were basically like, this guy's an asshole. And then years later, when he was like really popular, they were like, we were completely wrong about Jim Carrey. It's like, no, I mean, I watched the Man on the Moon documentary. He's an asshole.
I think he got sucked into that Hollywood bubble the way a lot of them do.
Yeah, now he's losing his mind crawling out of it.
I mean, he was probably always a little nuts, but
Probably, yeah. I mean, yeah. But he's just like I remember I saw an interview with him, and he's like, what is Jim Carrey? I'm not real. You're not real. And it's like, what the fuck?
yeah, lots of mushrooms done on that compound he's got.
Yeah, now he's doing fucking Sonic.
How is Sonic?
Which
I heard
like the Sonic.
I heard
like
it was
them
good.
both. They're both awesome movies.
Hey, Matilda's back. Hello, Matilda. Your microphone is muted. I wonder how many people do Michael Myers or Jason Voorhees mask.
Yeah, hello.
Probably a lot. I mean, you also depend. I mean, it depends on what you define as a mask too, because you have stuff from they're doing a new one now. The Pinhead.
Oh, Lady
Lineage.
Pinhead.
Yeah, so you're probably gonna see a lot of that sort of stuff too.
Yeah, it's Hellraiser, except she's in the kitchen this time, right, Matt?
Where she belongs, Mike. Where she belongs.
Yeah, barefoot.
You can be a kinky demon on your own time, but I need a sandwich.
Give me a hoagie. Hey, Matilda.
I hear it's good.
Sorry, that threw me off. Who makes the food more in your relationship with your loving, living partner?
Jan does.
Is he the better
Good
cook?
question. He would argue yes, and I want to keep eating his food, so I'm just gonna, yeah, sure. I think I'm equally good at cooking as him when it comes to some types of food. I think when it comes to cooking anything that has meat in it or anything that has like must simmer long times, I think he is better at it. He doesn't really follow recipes, he just sort of, does things. which
It's culinary jazz, man.
I don't do that. I follow recipes. Sometimes I mix recipes up.
Dude,
sure,
that sounds
like,
fucking
sometimes I mix
horrible.
up-
Unless he's a chef. You know? Like, I trust, you know... Fucking, what's that blowhard dickhead's name? Fucking Gordon Ramsay.
Guy Fieri.
No, not that other dickhead. Other blonde dickhead.
Oh, yeah,
But I would, you know what? I would trust Gordon Ramsay or Guy Fieri over some Danish schmuck who's just throwing shit
Well,
together on the plate.
No. Like he knows what he's doing. Like he does check if there are recipes, for example. Like he does check ingredients list and so on. But like he may change things up, which is fine. Like most of us do.
Macaroni and
like, we do
cheese, how
things-
pedestrian. Let me jam this up.
But like
We're gonna use
I can't
Gouda.
really. I haven't been able to cook since I sprained my foot. So like, oh, that rhymed. I can't stand up for long enough to cook, and I can't really, like move things around while I'm on crutches. So therefore, he is currently doing all the cooking. Like, I don't do anything at the moment. Like, I did cook, like, I baked an apple crumble last Thursday. I did do that. And then my ankle and foot was sore afterwards, so I thought maybe that I was overdoing it a little bit. Maybe
Is
I shouldn't
Jan
have done that.
upset that you can't give him foot jobs anymore?
He keeps
Bro.
telling himself it's only temporary.
Yeah, she hears him murmuring to himself, which started at the
We-
doctor's office. Fucking
we
whore,
don't do
fucking
foot
hand
stuff.
jobs.
We don't do foot stuff. No foot stuff.
That's what he asked the doctor.
Nothing
He said,
like
Doc, hey Doc, how long till she can start giving me foot jobs again?
Oh, that'll be 3 to 6 weeks.
That'll be 3 to 6 weeks. I had to put my coffee down.
For fuck's sake. God damn it, Mike.
I like the idea of you falling asleep and then you wake up and he's jerking off to your boot, to your healing boot.
My boot.
Yeah,
My
Yeah, you're like,
my
Using
heel
her
boot.
lifeless legs.
yeah, he somehow managed to glue a fleshlight to the bottom of your boot.
Ooh, Alpha Chat.
And he's just humping it like a horny chihuahua. He's just fucking going
Oh
to town
God,
on the boot.
no! Leave
little
leave
guy.
Jan alone. Leave the poor man alone.
He just wants to be people.
Well, who are you drawing now, Mike?
I'm drawing your boot, getting ready for Jan.
That's one very
Yeah.
detailed boot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm drawing Jan jerking off inside your boot. But he's dressed up as Bubbles the chimp. And he's got you dressed up as Michael Jackson in the wig.
Oh, well, why does he have boobs though?
Listen, don't ask questions. Just enjoy it. Just enjoy the picture I'm painting. All right. It's 10-2. This has been another weird one. So thank you all for being here. Join the Discord. Give me a follow. Be kind. Please rewind, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Matthew, thank you for being. Oh, big shout out to Matthew.
Absolutely good, sir. I'm off Monday, so I'm glad to be here.
I'm happy to. So happy you're here, dude. And big thank you to Matilda too for putting up with all of my ridiculous nonsense. And also Jan, even though he wasn't here, he got a lot of abuse today, and he doesn't even know it.
The
Which
master
is,
chef himself.
yeah,
Cool
it's
guy.
culinary jazz, man. All right.
I won't tell him.